EA Radio, Sirius XM 86.
Jake on from SiriusXM NHL Network Radio was on the Daily Edition with Matt Gurney on Canada Talks, Channel 167, to talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs coaching decisions now that Sheldon Keefe is gone, and they look for someone to take over the team for the roster.
Wonder if there is an element of a different coach needing to come in with a different style of coaching to make better use of the parts the Leafs have.
Yeah, and no, I think that's 100% right. And at the end of the day too, I feel like when you have a coach there for a long time with the same core group of players, the message does get lost a little bit. And sometimes it's just change for the sake of change. But I think in this instance, it's a necessary change for the Leafs to make. And I'm curious, and we can get into who they could bring in as the next head coach. There's plenty of options out there, plenty of teams that have coaching vacancies as well. But in terms of his decision making, I mean, I didn't agree with many of the decisions. Now there were some, and I referenced it, just before about the adjustments he was able to make in that Boston series. That was a positive for me, but there were plenty of negatives for me over the years as well. And I did feel like he got a little stubborn at times as well. And, I don't know if the power play is completely on him. I know Guy Boucher was running the power play there in the playoffs, but, it just looked so stale, and they were doing nothing different to fix it or to change anything up. And in short series, like we get in the playoffs and small sample size, you can't sit around and wait for things to just play themselves out. You have to be able to make these adjustments and, not be afraid to maybe make a difficult decision in the playoffs, because it can get away from you very quickly.
When we talk about the rest of the coaches, do you think there will be a new head coach who will be slotted in over the existing staff, or do you think there's going to be some wholesale change postseason behind the bench?
Yeah, I think it depends on who comes in, and they could have the autonomy to maybe bring in their own staff, maybe keep an assistant here, keep a position here, but I wouldn't rule anything out at this point. And there's a lot of interesting options out there. I think if you were to bring in a younger head coach, for example, which I don't think the Leafs will do, then yeah, maybe you keep the assistants, you keep some of the people in place. But if you're bringing in a veteran, which I'm more than likely I think is the route that they're going to go here, with the options that you're seeing available, those coaches tend to have their guys, right? So I think that could open up the door to maybe bringing in some other pieces, some other names behind the bench as well. And I don't know where you sit on it, but I do think that this team needs a veteran head coach behind the bench. Keefe was the young rookie head coach, at least from a National Hockey League perspective, when he started with the Maple Leafs, and that's a tough ask. Hey, here's your first NHL coaching job. It's with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you're going to have a lot of pressure, and we're expecting you to win a Stanley Cup. And ultimately he didn't achieve his goal. So I think now at this point where the team is at, the core, and we'll see what happens to the core over the course of the offseason, if any changes happen there. But the core is getting older, more of a veteran core now at this point. I think this is what they need, is a veteran head coach, someone that's been there before, has been in some playoff battles before to maybe push this team over the edge.
That was Jay Kahn from SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91, on the Daily Edition with Matt Gurney on Canada Talks.
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 brings you expert analysis from former players, coaches, and executives, plus reaction to all the latest news on the only 24/7 station dedicated to the National Football League.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 14th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Florida Panthers take on the Boston Bruins. Panthers on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 932. Bruins on Internet 922. 9:30 p.m., Edmonton Oilers take on the Vancouver Canucks. Oilers on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 931. Canucks on Internet 948. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 14th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Florida Panthers take on the Boston Bruins. Panthers on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 932. Bruins on Internet 922. 9:30 p.m., Edmonton Oilers take on the Vancouver Canucks. Oilers on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 931. Canucks on Internet 948. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 14th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Florida Panthers take on the Boston Bruins. Panthers on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 932, Bruins on Internet 922. 9:30 p.m., Edmonton Oilers take on the Vancouver Canucks. Oilers on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 931, Canucks on Internet 948. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 14th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Florida Panthers take on the Boston Bruins. Panthers on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 932, Bruins on Internet 922. 9:30 p.m., Edmonton Oilers take on the Vancouver Canucks. Oilers on Sirius and XM channels 167 Internet 931, Canucks on Internet 948.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
The Arizona Coyotes' run in the Grand Canyon State has officially come to an end, at least for now. Officials with the NHL have announced previously that the team will be moving to Utah beginning with the 2024-2025 season as a result of a sale to Jazz owner Ryan Smith. With the team's sale, Phoenix has joined a list of American and Canadian cities that have lost NHL franchises, among which are Atlanta, Cleveland, Denver, Hamilton, Hartford, Kansas City, Bloomington, Montreal, Oakland, Ottawa, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Quebec City, St. Louis, Toronto, and Winnipeg. This development for Arizona marks the end of a chapter for them and the end of professional hockey in that state. Deputy Commissioner of the National Hockey League, Bill Daly, was on the Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio Channel 91 to talk about the news that the Coyotes have moved to Utah and what's next and the future for hockey in Arizona.
Give me a sense where you're at about the move and then the hope down the road.
Well, I mean, I think it's twofold. One, the way I describe what happened in Arizona is we came up with a very unique solution to a persistent and longstanding problem. And that was to put the Coyotes on a footing where they could be successful or have success, and that always centered around the right arena and the right location. We had a couple kicks at it, haven't gotten it right yet, and as a result, we were in a sub-professional building. Great place to watch a hockey game, but certainly not a professional building. And wasn't fair to the players, wasn't fair to the other clubs to have to look forward to the prospect of playing in the same building for the next couple of years, whether that's 3 years or maybe 5 years. So we felt we're still committed to Arizona as a market. We think it's a good market. We think it can be successful given the right circumstances. We're giving them an opportunity to create those circumstances in some time, really some runway. So the Arizona franchise will be, once the transactions close, inactive with the ability to reactivate. And that would mean at that point in time, we'd go from 32 franchises to 33 franchises. We'd stock the new Arizona Coyotes club as basically an expansion team. And go through an expansion draft type process to restock them.
That was Deputy Commissioner of the National Hockey League, Bill Daly, on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio Channel 91's The Morning Skate with Gord Stellick and Scott Laughlin. If you want to hear more interviews or news from around the league, make sure to check out SiriusXM NHL Network Radio on SiriusXM Channel 91.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 14th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Florida Panthers taking the Boston Bruins. Panthers on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 932. Bruins on Internet 922. 9:30 p.m., Edmonton Oilers taking the Vancouver Canucks. Oilers on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 931. Canucks on Internet 948. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 14th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Florida Panthers taking the Boston Bruins. Panthers on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 932. Bruins on Internet 922. 9:30 p.m., Edmonton Oilers taking the Vancouver Canucks. Oilers on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 931. Canucks on Internet 948. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 14th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Florida Panthers taking the Boston Bruins. Panthers on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 932. Bruins on Internet 922. 9:30 p.m., Edmonton Oilers taking the Vancouver Canucks. Oilers on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 931. Canucks on Internet 948. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 14th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Florida Panthers taking the Boston Bruins. Panthers on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 932. Bruins on Internet 922. 9:30 p.m., Edmonton Oilers taking the Vancouver Canucks. Oilers on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 931. Canucks on Internet 948.
The PGA Tour comes to life on SiriusXM. It's your destination for everything on the tour. Hear live hole-by-hole coverage and expert analysis. PGA Tour Radio, SiriusXM 92.
In NHL news, Sheldon Keefe has been fired as head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. No replacement has been named as of yet, and this parting of ways comes after the Maple Leafs lost the Eastern Conference first round in 7 games to the Boston Bruins. The team has only advanced beyond the opening round of the Stanley Cup playoffs once since 2004. That one instance of advancing was last season when Sheldon Keefe was the head coach, and the team beat the Tampa Bay Lightning in that series 4-2. This year, they went 46, 26, and 10 in the regular season to finish third in the Atlantic Division with 102 points. Overall, with Keith as the head coach, they were 212, 97, and 40 in the regular season and 16 and 21 in the playoffs during his 5-year tenure with the team. It was his first coaching job in the NHL after he replaced Mike Babcock on November 20th, 2019. Prior to taking over as the coach of the Maple Leafs, Keefe was coach of their American Hockey League affiliate, the Toronto Marlies, for 5 seasons and guided them to their first Calder Cup championship in 2018. Former NHL player and current NHL analyst Mike Johnson stopped by SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91, to discuss the news.
For a guy who I think has the winningness, has the highest winning percentage of all time in the regular season for any coach who's coached 300 or more games. All time, Gord. So he's had a good team, but he's also done a pretty good job and had a lot of success in the regular season. But even Sheldon Keefe said, we haven't gotten the results. And I think I don't know if it was a subconscious slip of the tongue that raised eyebrows after they lost out when he said, teams play the Toronto Maple Leafs and they play to make the Leafs beat themselves. He didn't say when they play us, they try to make us beat ourselves. He was talking about the Leafs in sort of the third person, not about that he was part of the team anymore. And then, I think he's a smart guy. He understands the market. He understands the industry, the profession. As you mentioned, there's been so much coach turnover in the last couple of years that it's amazing that anyone gets to 5 years behind a bench. And so he probably would be bitterly disappointed, but not entirely stunned. The easiest and most obvious first step, if you're looking to make sort of significant changes to a team, is the coach. Because other than money, it doesn't cost you anything. It's hard to trade players. It's hard to sort that out. It's not hard to fire and hire coaches. Not a surprise I think there are moments in the playoffs where, over the years, where he probably and has said that he wished he had done better or maybe done something differently, that he was growing and learning like the team was growing and learning. But at this point, after 5 years and 5 relatively disappointing playoffs, the time to learn and grow is gone. You just sort of have to do it. And they didn't do it.
That was former NHL player and current NHL analyst Mike Johnson on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. If you want to hear more, make sure to check out NHL Network Radio on SiriusXM Channel 91.
SiriusXM has soccer covered end to end. SiriusXM FC. Hear live play-by-play and talk shows hosted by legends of the game. It's SiriusXM FC on Channel 157.
I'm Frank Track.
You're listening to NHL Play-by-Play on SiriusXM.
Top shelf, and the Panthers win in overtime. The Panthers stun the Bruins in Boston.
Bennett up the near side, looks across for Hagee, high slide shot.
He scores! Carter Verhaeghe, the overtime winner here in Game 3.
On the Florida Panthers Radio Network, sponsored by
Baptist Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers. Ford. Visit your local dealer or shop online at buyfordnow.com. By SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. And by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. Fueled by Celsius.
It's time to get to the action on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Oh, welcome inside Amarin Bank Arena here in Sunrise. Game 5. The Florida Panthers and the Boston Bruins here tonight. The Panthers lead this second round best-of-7 series 3-1. If the Panthers can get a victory here this evening over Boston in Game 5, it would be on to the Eastern Conference Final for the second straight year for the Panthers. Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, Kevin Rogers with you. Let's get right into our pregame conversation ahead of Game 5 with Panthers head coach Paul Maurice, sponsored by Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius part of your play and get that energy up. Game days fueled by Celsius Essential Energy, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. Well, 2 nights ago, the Panthers picked up a 3-2 win in Boston in Game 4 over the Bruins to take this 3-1 series lead. Captain Alexander Barkov with a great individual effort to put the Panthers in front for good, 3-2 in the third period. First thing I asked Paul Maurice about here is what it meant to see the captain take control at a big point in the game in the third period a couple of nights ago.
Watching him all night, driving into holes, opening up the ice, killing penalties. His game for us in the playoffs just been inspirational in style. And it's different. It's just different. He was a great player for us last year, but it's different this year. He looks like a different player. You got Sam Reinhart that's had a career year, and I mean that respectfully. I mean, he may score more next year, who knows, but certainly his career year, and Barkov's a driver for that.
And Kyle Oposo, you mentioned him, but he's come in, made a great impact, and had some responsibilities added to his plate last time out. Yeah. What can you say about the impact that he has made here in this series? You said he's kind of made for a series like this against a team like that.
It's just interesting. Like, there was no decision. So this is kind of what the fun part of the game for me. His game's been really, really good and really strong. So we lose Sam Reinhart to a nasty injury, and I don't know when he's coming back, which is a huge hole, right? Number one on the right side, and they're going to run the other team's best, or, I mean, they're pulling the goal. All of those things, the pressure's coming. But it never really crosses your mind to mess with your other lines. Just grab Kyle and put him up there, and there shouldn't be a problem. And there wasn't. That has nothing to do with coaching. It has everything to do with the player. He made it obvious. He made it easy. Because positionally, he's just right on, right? Like, he's been in the game a long time. He's a smart player. He's physically a very strong man. So he gets the pucks along the walls, pucks into the corner. But on the game-winning goal, he just runs a route. Right, so we got a slash route happening. He doesn't slow down. He doesn't question it. He just does it as fast as he can, which pushes the D off, which allows everything to happen. Now, nobody's going to notice it and say it was anything special, except he went up there and never thought twice about doing something unusual. just run your route, and we scored a goal on it.
And with it being a potential closeout game tonight, anything change in the mindset there? It seems like your team's been really good at just staying in the moment and taking it game by game.
Yeah. We're going to learn from our last one. We didn't like our last one, but we like the next one. So we learned something, and that's you win or you learn here. And if you don't do both enough, you're done. So this at no point will be this will be the tightest, hottest, most hotly contested game of the series, and we need to be prepared for that. If we do everything right, that doesn't mean you win. It means you've just done everything you can to prepare, and then you drop the puck and have some fun.
Panthers head coach Paul Maurice right there. Pre-game conversation sponsored by Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius part of your play and get that energy up. Game days fueled by Celsius Essential Energy, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. Let's get to our scratches presented by Baptist Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers. Remember tonight's medical doctors, Dr. Uribe, Dr. Yagnik, Dr. Ross, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Out for the Panthers this evening, Tobias Bjornfoot, Jonah Gadjevich, Nick Cousins, Justin Sortif, Mackie Samoskevich, Ubas Balinskis, and Will Lockwood, Ryan Lomber. You can scratch them from tonight's contest. On the other side for the Boston Bruins, you can scratch Kevin Shattenkirk, Jason Megna, Derek Forbert, Matt Grzelcyk, Brad Marchand remains out with an injury, and Jesper Boquist from tonight's matchup. Scratches presented by Baptist Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers. Now we hand it back to Kevin Rogers in our network studios. He's got to check up on the players to watch ahead of this Game 5 tonight. Panthers trying to close it out this evening. Kevin, who are you highlighting?
All right, Doug, first on the Panthers side, it's Alexander Barkov. He's been fantastic in the series, 3 goals and 5 assists, had the game-winning goal in Game 4. He's registered a point in every single game of this series. On the Boston side, David Pastrnak finally broke through with his first goal of the series, as he only had 2 points in the first 3 games, had the opening goal for Boston before they ended up losing, but we'll keep an eye on him. And obviously, as Doug mentioned, Brad Marchand out for a second straight game. Coming up, Game 5 from Amerant Bank Arena. Panthers looking to close the door on the Bruins, up 3-1. Opening faceoff coming up next right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the All-Pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
This is the sound of real people across Florida betting on sports. It's the sound of winning your bet, only on Hard Rock Bet. And if your first bet doesn't win, you get up to $100 back to try again. Hard Rock Bet is Florida's only legal sports book. Your home for betting hoops for any sport you choose. Download Hard Rock Bet now and get 2 shots at your first bet. Win, or you'll get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Imagine a bank that lives for assists. One that sees their customers as part of a team with a common goal to achieve your dreams. Well, imagine that. There is one. We're Amerant. We're ready to help you wherever you are in life. And just as importantly, wherever you want to go. Because at Amerant, we want you to live a life beyond what you could imagine. Amerant, official bank of the Florida Panthers. Member FDIC.
I love the ocean.
Me? I love a slow winding river. I love the lake. Slick as glass.
But nothing compares to what you love inside the boat.
My family.
My child.
My best friend from first grade.
If you're behind the wheel of a boat, pay attention. That way your favorite water will always be safe water. Learn more about boating safety at myfwc.com. Brought to you by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
Here to perform the Star-Spangled Banner, please welcome Geraldine Martin.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts parts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Oh, welcome inside Amerant Bank Arena here in Sunrise for tonight's matchup, Game 5. Florida Panthers, Boston Bruins. Panthers looking to close it out tonight and punch a ticket to the Eastern Conference Final for the second straight season. The Panthers lead this best-of-7 series 3-1, coming off a 3-2 victory in Boston back in Game 4. Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, Kevin Rogers with you tonight. Manny Chang is our on-site engineer. Trevor Harris back at studio control. Let's get to your starting lineups presented by SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats for the Panthers, coached by Paul Maurice. The starting forward line, Sam Bennett between Matthew Tkachuk and Carter Verhaeghe. Brandon Montour, Nico Mikkola defensively in front of Sergei Bobrovsky. For Jim Montgomery's Boston Bruins, the starting forward line will be Charlie Coyle with Trent Frederick and Danton Heinen. Hampus Lindholm on the back end with Charlie McAvoy. The goaltender once again for Boston is Jeremy Swayman. The referees this evening, Kyle Raymond and Steve Kozari. The linesmen, Steve Barton and Jesse Markey. It's the Panthers in red, right to left across your radio dial here in the opening frame. The Boston Bruins in white, left to right. As Verhaeghe stands in against Coyle. Coyle pulls it back. We are off and running to start this one. Game 5 is underway here in Sunrise. Puck played up the near side. Verhaeghe to Tkachuk. He'll bring it along near boards. Had it poked away. Mikkola taps it up the near side. Taken back by Danton Heinen. Dropped it back for Charlie McAvoy, who took a shoulder from Carter Verhaeghe. The puck dumped inside the Panthers zone down to our right. Bobrovsky to Mikkola. Puck poked away. Around the end wall it goes. Far corner. Tkachuk to Bennett. And Sam Bennett sends it across Nico Mikkola. Hands it along, and the Panthers charge ahead. It's Brandon Montour to center. He'll drive it in, down and around the end wall, and this one is hauled in by Tkachuk here on the near side. He's dumped over, got a pass to Bennett, back behind the net, dropped off for Verhaeghe. Over to the far corner there. Bennett out toward the line, and this one goes into the neutral zone. Gus Forsling kept in front of him before Danton Heinen swats it back the other way for Boston. We've gone about 50 seconds here in this first period, scoreless. Slap pass far side. Montour couldn't connect with Sam Reinhart. Back in go the Bruins. Justin Brazeau near circle. Had it poke checked away by Aaron Ekblad. Puck scooped up by Vladimir Tarasenko, but it's knocked off his stick by Zaka. Down to the end boards. Brazeau dumped over by Barkov. Ekblad in the far corner. He takes a shoulder from Brazeau. Ekblad able to sneak away, and he will send one the length of the ice. That's going to be an early icing call against the Panthers here. 18:46 to go. First period, no score. Panthers and the Boston Bruins. Geico goalie matchup. Geico, 15 minutes can save you 15% or more in your car insurance. Billy Lindsay once again. It is Sergei Bobrovsky and Jeremy Swayman.
Backhander, and Jeremy Swayman was really good last game. Sergei Bobrovsky was good when he needed to be, most notably in that second period when the Panthers were down 2 goals, and Bobrovsky made some big saves to keep that 2-goal deficit intact, allowed the Panthers to stay within striking distance.
After a Forsling clear, Panthers work in. Reinhart is shot. That's paddled away by Swayman down to the near corner. Jake DeBrusk leaves it here on the near side. The Boston Bruins break it out. Hampus Lindholm, long feed toward David Pastrnak, deflects off the stick of Forsling deep into the Panthers zone. Ekblad took a feed from Bobrovsky on to Barkov. Rink wide feed too far for Tarasenko. Down to our left it goes. That's going to be an icing call against the Panthers. 18:21 to go, first period. No score. Panthers and the Boston Bruins here tonight. What was a come-from-behind win for the Panthers back in Game 4. Boston came out. They were physical early. They scored the first 2 goals in the game, but ultimately the Panthers surged back.
Important for this Panther team tonight if they can get an early lead. Put Boston back on their heels, put some doubt in their mind, and see if the Panthers can dictate their pace of play like they have been doing.
Off the face-off, a clean win back to Mason Lohrei, who lets it rip, but a nice glove save is made by Sergei Bobrovsky. He saw that all the way. He holds on, and once again, a face-off coming inside the Panthers zone, far circle down to our right.
That's one area maybe Boston has not won a lot of face-offs in this series. They're able to get a face-off win there. Lohrei drifts it from the point. Bobrovsky find that puck, and easy pickings as he's allowed to see it all the way. Goalies like to see the pucks early in games, get some rhythm, get some shots from far out. They'll take those ones every day.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson for Etu Luostarinen. Puck played out to center on a lane near side. Anton Lundell able to sneak past Zaka down to a left rolling puck. Tried to send it out front. Evan Rodriguez reels it in around the back of the net. Out to the right point. Dmitry Kulikov. Here on the near side, it's Ekman-Larsson. Looks back to Kulikov, right point, long shot, and that one hopped away from the front of the net. Scooped up, cleared then. Up the near side by Brazeau for the Boston Bruins. Here on the near boards, it's handled by Luostarinen. He's tied up by a couple of Bruins, and then Zaka dropped it back for Peak. Up the far side, it's Brazeau. He'll angle it down to our right, deep inside the Panthers zone. Ekman-Larsson back for this one. He'll skate around the back of his own net, looks rink wide, has Mikula tapped along by Kyle Oposo, then it's center off a Bruin skate. Back come the Boston Bruins down to our right. It's played off the near boards by Zaka. Puck sent up the near side as the Panthers look to clear, and Jakub Lauko held it in. Now here at the near point, long shot, Charlie McAvoy, blockered away by Bobrovsky. Over on the far side, Hampus Lindholm there for the Bruins. He'll have it top of the far circle, backs out to the line. Oposo pressuring him. Lindholm rolled it down low. Montour took it away. Oposo looked to clear, held in by Lauko. Long shot wide. Rims around the inboards. Here on the near side, a race for it. McAvoy pinches in to hold it in. Right circle, Lauko. Pass across front of the net, off a bounce. Far boards taken by Lindholm. Now a try from the line, and John Beecher just missing wide through traffic. Here on the near boards, McAvoy hands it down low. Pat Maroon's return feed picked off, and back come the Panthers. Stephen Lawrence, he'll swing it rink wide. This goes down to our left, and there's going to be an icing call once again against the against the Panthers, and a face-off coming in the offensive end once again for the Boston Bruins with 16:49 to go in the first period, no score.
Third icing already from the Panthers. Some trouble getting out of their zone, and they miscommunicate on the passes, and that's led to icing, some offensive zone draws for Boston. And on the flip side of that, Panthers defensemen doing a really good job at getting shots through. They're not dusting it off, not big slap shots. As soon as they get it on their stick, the wrist shots are floating towards the net. You don't need a lot of power. Just get it to the net. Panthers are one of the best rebound teams in all of the NHL. Let the forwards go to work.
Here's Morgan Geekie for Boston after they control the draw. It's pulled away by Kevin Stenlin out to the line. Parker Waterspoon sends it down low. A lively end-board bounce is settled at the side of the net by Sergei Bobrovsky, and he'll hold that. 16:39 to go here in this first period. No score. The Panthers and the Boston Bruins. Early stages here from Emirates Bank Arena in Sunrise. SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the Panthers. Get all your Panthers tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. That's SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats.
It's been a cautious start by both sides compared to what we've seen in the other games. It's been one team that's just kind of came out flying and throwing bodies around, and this game has been more conservative to start.
Off the draw, Trent Frederick across left point, long shot, and that one from Wotherspoon blocked. He'll play it down to the corner as he recovers. Danton Heinen, he'll roll it to the side of the net. Coyle can't swing it to the forehand, got it back to Frederick. Frederick backs out to the far point, pass across for Brandon Carlo. A little miscommunication, and the Bruins forced it back into the neutral zone. Carlo has it back at his own line. Up the far side, this one's carried in by Coyle, dropped off for Heinen, across to Wotherspoon, high slot. He'll dish a backhand to Carlo. A shot saved by Bobrovsky off the chest protector. Couldn't reel it in, but it's sent out of harm's way by Sam Reinhart, and then the Panthers able to get it out to center. Barkov clearing feed. Reinhart has it. He'll skip into the offensive end. Puck roll away on him, and the goaltender Swayman able to play it off to the far boards for Danton Heinen, who drops it back deeply inside the Boston zone. Carlo under some pressure near side from Carter Verhaeghe. Puck played up the boards all the way down to our right, and this one winds up back inside the Panthers, and Dmitry Kulikov is there, pressured by Geekie on the end boards to Ekman-Larsson near side on for Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe flips one cross ice. It's gloved by Lindholm, and as he drops it to the ice, it's then dished back for McAvoy, who banks it up the near board, swatted back along by Ekman-Larsson over the Bruins line. Here on the near side, McAvoy finds it, hands it on for Geekie. In over the Panthers' blue line along the right wing board, slams on the brakes, looks for a lane, swings it down and around, and this one's going to carry him all the way around. It's hustled down by McAvoy, who flings it off the end boards deep down to our right. Played out front, backhand, they score, and it's Geekie who was set up out in front. The Boston Bruins have a 1-0 lead with 15:11 to go here in the first.
Just work it behind the net to Geekie, and no one is protecting the middle of the ice. They work it behind the net to DeBrusk and Geekie out front, but they throw it in behind. DeBrusk does a good job shielding Oliver Ekman-Larsson from the puck, and all of a sudden he takes it around the net, does DeBrusk, throws it in, and comes from the high slot to Geekie, and he takes it from his forehand to his backhand and outweights Bobrovsky for the opening goal. Well-designed offensive play. The defenseman just rimmed it around the net, and DeBrusque, with his big body, was able to fend off Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And Geekie was up at the point to start this play, and he came down and just kind of caught everyone by surprise. Panthers did not have their heads on a swivel, and he just came right down the gut.
First goal for him since game 1, which was the Bruins' previous victory in this series. Here's a backhand from Van Riemsdyk, poked at in front by Zaka, and Bobrovsky able to smother that exactly 5 minutes into the contest.
This has been a quiet start for the Panthers, Doug. You look at the 3 icings that they had. They have not come out with a lot of jump and a lot of ferocity in this game, and all of a sudden you get that opening goal by Boston. Got to realize the magnitude of the game and the moment, and we've seen this Panther team, but this is, of all the games, this is about as sluggish as we've seen them right out of the gate. It's only 5 minutes in, a lot of time to get back into it, but they've got to pick up the urgency and tempo a bit.
Now they overcame, giving up the first one back in game 4, so once again they'll have to erase a deficit here in this one if they want to come away with the victory. Loose puck here on the near boards, battled for, squeaks out to the line. It's pushed down low by Peak, and then sent across Mikkola to Montour, up the boards. Evan Rodriguez down to our left into the offensive end. Ed Tulowistarini couldn't get there. It's cleared out of the zone and sent back in immediately by Montour. Around on a Karam, near side Mason Lohrei, back around for Peak. Peak up the far side for Beecher. Beecher whacks at it, can't get it out. Second try, the Bruins do get a clear. Far side of the ice, Oposo is dumped over, and the puck scooped up back inside the Boston line. Peak rink wide. Here's Lohrei carrying in, right side Beecher. Down along the boards, back behind the Panthers net. Kulikov able to intercept, plays one far side, held in by Lauko. Then over in the far corner, it's Kulikov again. Looks to hand it to Stenlund. Back behind the net, Ekman-Larsson. Off to the near corner, floats it high, and this one is going to go out towards center ice. Batted out, Lauko back the other way. Poke checked away at the Panthers line by Ekman-Larsson. Now we go the Panthers. Oposo near side, lugs it down low, pass out to the point. Ekblad had it go by, and he'll have to backpedal for this one. Ekblad back to his own blue line, backhand near side Stenlund, up the near wall for Stephen Lawrence, and he'll play a backhand down behind the Bruins net. In along the end boards, Lindholm pokes it up the far side, kept in. Ekblad along the far boards. He was hooked there, I believe. There's a penalty coming here against the Boston Bruins, and I believe it's going to be the centerman Charlie Coyle who takes the seat. So the Panthers going to the power play for the first time tonight. First special team situation of the game. Here's the call from ice level.
Boston calling number 13. Timmermeyer for hooking.
13:32 left in the first. 1-0. The Bruins in front. Panthers with a power play chance. When we come back, this is the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Choose to see clearly. Stop getting foggy glasses while watching the game. No glasses, no contact lenses. Call Dr. Bosom, the Panthers eye surgeon at 954-442-1133. Plus, just by mentioning the Panthers, they'll give you $1,000 off your procedure, and they're offering 0% financing for 2 years. CorrectVision.com, the only eye center in South Florida to offer all 5 vision correction procedures. Be sure to schedule your free consultation. Call 954-442-1133 or visit CorrectVision.com.
We have some breaking news that you Panthers fans are going to want to hear. It's official. SeatGeek is now the official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. That's right, the deal is finalized, and SeatGeek is the newest member of the Panthers family. If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it, because you'll be hearing it a lot more this season. SeatGeek, the new official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. Your ticket to great Panthers seats.
Barriers. I'm all about breaking them. Hi, it's Luis Fonsi, international recording artist and South Florida resident. When it comes to creating music, I love mixing different musical styles and creating something new and unexpected. Ford builds SUVs and trucks the same way, breaking barriers with what you expect. Ford delivers strength, capability, and mixes in a level of comfort and style that's new, exciting, and perfect for South Florida. Visit your local Ford dealer today to get a great deal on a new Ford SUV or truck.
Welcome back inside Amerant Bank Arena here in Sunrise, Boston. A 1-0 lead on a goal from Morgan Geekie. The Bruins have 6 out of the first 7 shots on net taken in this game. But the Panthers to the power play presented by Seminole Casino Coconut Creek. Charlie Coyle for hooking right before the commercial break. So the Panthers with an opportunity to even this thing up. Power play has scored 6 times over the last 3 games. The Panthers won all 3 of those contests. 6 for 21 in the series on the power play for the Panthers as the Bruins come up with it to start the sequence.
sequence, and Lindholm will play it all the way down to our right.
They got it clear. That's odd. They didn't skate around the net this time. Lindholm just decided to take it before he skates around the net. They've had a heck of a problem clearing pucks after one draws on the penalty kill.
Yeah, that's been a theme in the series for Boston, as now Sam Reinhart brings it along, drops it back. It's Barkov across the offensive line. Looks left, on a bounce for Hagee, has it. Shuffles it around the end boards, far side picked off and cleared immediately that time by Danton Heinen. All the way down to our right, and Bobrovsky will leave it behind the net. 1:23 to go in this Panthers power play, presented by Seminole Casino, Coconut Creek. The puck carrier Barkov, right to left across your radio for the Panthers in red. Off to his right, Montour was knocked off his feet at the line, and as he slides in over the blue line, that causes the Panthers to go offside. So a 1-0 Boston lead, 12:44 to go in the first, and 1:12 left on this Panthers power play.
Carter Verhaeghe skates into the offensive zone. The Panthers immediately love to change sides. He's on the left side. They want to rim it around to the right side. He's got an easy outlet back at the point, and you can see Boston is alert that they're trying to change sides. Heinen was there immediately for that clear. Sometimes on that play, if you got that easy outlet back to the point, just use it and allow your power play to get set up.
Puck pulled back, and Matthew Tkachuk has it for the Panthers. He'll walk this one out to center, and then he hands one across to Verhaeghe near side. Worked across, and in go the Panthers. Reinhart, right side, it's Montour. Montour puts it toward the net, bouncing puck high into the air, and this one scooped up by Montour, played down toward the corner, and that one hopped up and out of play. So 12:25 left here in the first period. 1-0 Boston in front of the Panthers, and 53 seconds left in this Panthers power play. We've got the second unit heading onto the ice for the Panthers here. Panthers fans again this year work in partnership with Amerant Bank to support military veterans throughout our community. For every save during the regular season, $40 was donated to nonprofits supporting military veterans. Panthers and Amerant Bank back at it for a great cause once again.
6 power play goals last 3 games, and this second unit's been dynamite.
Ekman Larson across, got a feedback from Bennett, but it's picked off and knocked out of the zone by Beecher. Back in, the Panthers go from center. Anton Lundell plays it in. Down and around, Lindholm there to clear for Boston. Down to our right, a rolling puck, and Bobrovsky out to give it to Ekman Larson with 35 seconds to go in this Panthers man advantage.
Seems like Paul Maurice has a lot more confidence in this second unit.
Now the puck played down and around the end boards. The steal by Carlo, and he's able to swing it out of the zone quickly.
Not much happening so far on this. You wanted to try to get some momentum, even if you didn't score on this power play. Only 1 shot so far.
Down to 15 seconds left in the man advantage for the Panthers. Bennett dumps it down to our left into the far corner then. It's taken back, and Peak will clear, and that's going to do it for the Panthers power play, the first special team situation of the game. And Boston was pretty efficient during those 2 minutes.
Just not mentally engaged to start. The Panthers can't get it going at a moment's notice, but it's got to start soon.
Now at Tulo Ostarinen, fresh off the bench, far side. Kevin Stenlund, side of the net, tried to center out front, stolen away. Here's David Pasternak out of the zone for Boston. Up the left side, over the line, lost it. Ekblad has it for the Panthers now, and he's able to dance away from some pressure. Pass out of the zone, too far for Louis Ostarinen. Goes all the way down to our left, and it's Peak back to play it. Off to the near boards. Stenlund in quickly, holds it in for the Panthers. Second try to clear. The Bruins not able to get it out, as now it's taken by Lohrei. He'll play it up the far side of the ice, and Geekie will slap one out to center. The Panthers start back in from the neutral zone. Stenlund near side of the circle to the trailer. A shot. It's pushed wide by Niko Mikkola. And over on the far boards, Tarasenko on it, gives to Kulikov. And the puck played down and around the end wall. Peak there for Boston, on for Geekie. And Morgan Geekie lugs it out to the neutral zone, and he has it poked away by Barkov. The Panthers regather quickly as Tarasenko drops it back for the defense.
Quick play by Stenlund. Moves up, and Mikkola jumps up from his point position, just wires it a bit wide.
Ekblad out into the neutral zone, overshot Sam Reinhart there, and it's chipped back in by Lauko for Boston. Down to our right along the end boards, Mikkola, far side Tarasenko, tried to pass to Ekblad that Pat Maroon was able to steal away. Now along the far boards, Van Riemsdyk throws it back behind the Panthers' net. Over in the corner, a one-on-one tussle. Coyle comes away with the puck out to the line. Long shot, and that one over the net from Lindholm. Down along the end boards, it's Coyle. Charlie Coyle here in the right wing corner for Boston. Near side of the ice down to our right inside the Panthers zone. He holds it down low for the Bruins. Charlie Coyle bumped by Barkov. They continue to battle. Loose puck. Maroon has it. Gives to Van Riemsdyk. Out to the line. Long shot. And that's stopped by Bobrovsky on McAvoy. Rebound out in front. And they whistle this one.
Got up in the helmet area.
Looks like Bobrovsky needs
A little bit of attention with the mask perhaps there. 9:37 left in the first period, 1-0. It's Boston out in front. We'll bring it back for more first period action next here in Sunrise on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Choose to see clearly. Stop getting foggy glasses while watching the game. No glasses, no contact lenses. Call Dr. Bosom, the Panthers eye surgeon at 954-442-1133. Plus, just by mentioning the Panthers, they'll give you $1,000 off your procedure, and they're offering 0% financing for 2 years. CorrectVision.com, the only eye center in South Florida to offer all 5 vision correction procedures. Be sure to schedule your free consultation. Call 954-442-1133 or visit CorrectVision.com.
Imagine a bank that lives for assists. One that sees their customers as part of a team with a common goal to achieve your dreams. Well, imagine that. There is one. We're Amerant. We're ready to help you wherever you are in life. And just as importantly, wherever you want to go. Because at Amerant, we want you to live a life beyond what you could imagine. Amerant, official bank of the Florida Panthers. Member FDIC.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
9:37 to go in the first. 1-0 Boston here at Amerant Bank Arena. Have you heard about El Car Wash, the official car wash of the Panthers? For less than the price of a tank of gas, you can enjoy unlimited express car washes at all 40-plus locations from Miami to Palm Beach to Naples to Orlando. Come through one of our eco-friendly and state-of-the-art locations for a high-quality, fast and fun wash. Go to elcarwash.com to find the location nearest you. Join Wash, save. El Car Wash. Feel good, drive clean, face off on the way to the right of Sergei Bobrovsky, down to our right, inside the Panthers zone. It's a 1-0 Boston lead on a goal from Morgan Geekie. The Bruins lead the shots 8-2 early in this one, and Boston is 1-for-1 on the penalty kill.
Jim Montgomery messing with the lines a little bit. No, Pasternak just was out there for the offensive zone draw, then immediately changed.
Puck play down to our left. Swayman out to handle it. Gave it away. Sam Reinhart, far corner behind the net. Barkov here on the near side. Barkov is going to be met by some pressure. Peak was in there against him, and then in came Van Riemsdyk to help out. Peak cleared up the near side. A race for it. Brazo in for Boston. Down to our right, deep inside the Panthers' end. On the end wall, Ekblad able to steal it away. Then he and Brazo continue to battle. Ekblad taken off his feet. Gus Forsling there to help, and he'll drag this puck along out towards center. Looks right, has his man Reinhart up the right side. Long shot save made with a blocker by Swayman. And here in the near corner, it's McAvoy to hand it along for Lindholm. Left to right across your radio, Hampus Lindholm for Boston. Rolls it down to our right, Bobrovsky. He'll tap it around the end wall, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Leaving it then for Dmitry Kulikov. Shuffled up the near side, tapped at by Reinhart. Got it across center. McAvoy regathers for the Bruins. And then he'll cruise across left side, puts one right on the tape for Danton Heinen. Rolled down to the far corner then. A collision down low as Kulikov shoulders McAvoy. Puck played by Barkov around the end wall. Here's Ekman-Larsson, sends one long. A foot race after it for Hagee. Just rolled out of his reach a little bit. Onto the inboards for Hagee, and Wotherspoon tangle a bit, and a loose puck over on the far boards is picked up by Tkachuk, and he was able to knock his man down to the ice. That was Trent Frederick. Puck played to the inboards by Tkachuk. Good shift in progress here for this Bennett Tkachuk Verhaeghe line. On the inboards, Wotherspoon wrestles down Verhaeghe, and no call on the play. They were both going at each other quite a bit during that sequence as the Bruins get a clear down to our right.
A lot happening. McAvoy took something in the facial region. He went down hard, and then all kinds of physicality. There was a better shift for the Panthers. Some tempo. First sign of crowd noise, and another big hit by Tkachuk down in the corner. Maybe this starts to spice it up for the Panthers.
Tkachuk threw a couple of nice hits on that sequence, and you could sense the building waking up a bit here, and now you hear the fans getting vocal here at Amerant Bank Arena. Pasternak, though, a lane right side of the circle, cuts in, sharp angle, and a pad save is made by Sergei Bobrovsky. Here in the near corner, battle for the loose puck, and here's Anton Lundell scooting along. Gets out towards center, he'll dump it down to our left. Evan Rodriguez tries to beat Lohrei to the puck. Lohrei had a step, though, up the near side, give it away. Lundell, Rodriguez in front of Luostarina, a shot. Betts at it. Luostarina recovers after he couldn't get it through. Ekblad holds off to the near circle. Aaron Ekblad walks toward the net. It was just poked away by DeBrusk. and Jake DeBrusk will send one to the neutral zone. Pasternak back the other way. Pasternak works around Forsling to the high slot. A shot in the left pad. Save is made by Bobrovsky, and then it's skied out towards center by Ekblad.
Some energy in the building at least. Pasternak with a couple of chances. One down the right wing, and then another one as he cruises and will spin around in the middle of the ice.
Now on the far side of the ice, Lauko down to the corner. It's fed around the end boards. Maroon near side out to Peak at the line. Rolls it down low, and this one rims around. Over in the far corner, Beecher out to the line. Lindholm across for Peak. A shot, and that one deflects wide to the far corner where it's going to be handled by Ekman Larson. He'll punch it out through the neutral zone and down to our left. This one could be and will be an icing. 6:22 to go in the first period. 1-0. It's the Boston Bruins out in front, but the Panthers start to tilt the ice in their favor a little bit during that sequence. All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and every broadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Florida Panthers and the National Hockey League is expressly prohibited. Billy, it was the Bennett Tkachuk for Hagee line that really started to get things turned around.
It was. You got the physicality, some big hits down in the corner. Even Lundell, Luostarinen had some chances there swinging away in front and just could not get the puck on net. But you're finally working your way towards that blue paint.
Out to the far point. Here's Wotherspoon across for McAvoy. A shot save made by Bobrovsky. And out come the Panthers' Kyle Oposo. Lugs it across center and dumps it in. And to our left, a foot race for this one. Here on the near side, Stephen Lawrence a takeaway. Directed right away from McAvoy. Over in the far corner, then McAvoy dumps Lawrence down. Pass out in front. And that one from Tkachuk didn't arrive on the target. The puck cleared out by the Bruins. And down to our right, Brandon Montour giving to Mikkola. Now it's Montour up the near side. Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk to center. He'll dump it down to our left. Far corner, Wotherspoon for Hagee tracking in against him. Wotherspoon up the far side. Zaka the clear. And down to the Panthers blue line. This one scooped up. Back and forth go Brazo and Heinen. Danton Heinen here on the near side of the ice. He's muscled off the puck by Brandon Montour, who clears
another
immediately. This one's going to go all the way down. It's going to be, as you said there, Billy, another icing call. 5:31 to go here in the first. 1-0. It's the Boston Bruins out front of the Panthers in this one, folks. The Panthers and Florida Blue working together for a great cause during all Panthers home games. Florida Blue and the Panthers will contribute 2,000 meals for every goal scored by a Panthers player to help cross-check food insecurity throughout South Florida.
We've seen Panthers go stretches where they don't have 5 icings in a game. They already got 5 in this opening period, not one from the Boston side. Panthers having a little trouble getting out of their own zone.
Face off near circle down to our right. Inside the Panthers off the draw. Frederick for Boston to Pasternak out to Carlo at the right point. Down along the near boards to the corner. Nico Mikkola there. It was ripped away. Pasternak on the end boards. He's shouldered by Mikkola. Sneaks away. Pasternak rolls it to the front of the net. And this one battled for out in front. Lunging out to cover is Bobrovsky. And now a dust up off to the side of the net. With 5:17 to play here in this first period of action. 1-0. It's Boston in front. They lead the shots 11-3, but you sense the Panthers starting to get some traction here as this first period wears along. We will take our final media timeout here in the opening frame and bring it back for the rest of the first period next. 1-0 Bruins on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No. We tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes. Our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first. Because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Getting ready to take on spring? Make your first move with the reliable performance and power of Steel battery tools. From hedge trimmers and mowers to string trimmers and more, save on select Steel battery tools. Right now, save $50 on the HSA 50 battery hedge trimmer set. Real Steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com. With AK10 battery and AL101 charger. Offer valid for a limited time only while supplies last. See participating dealer for details.
5:17 to play here in the first period. 1-0 Boston in front of the Panthers. Then at the Panthers Foundation's 50-50 raffle. The winner will be chosen in the third period tonight. Go to FLAPanthers5050.com to get in on the action. Make sure you have the best Panthers gear for the Stanley Cup playoffs. You can go to FLATeamShop.com. Pantherland here at Amerant Bank Arena, or Pantherland over at the FTL War Memorial. That's open 7 days a week and has a great selection. Face off down to the right of Sergei Bobrovsky to our right inside the Panthers zone, and off the draw. Jake DeBrusk out to the far point. Hampus Lindholm. Now Pasternak out in front, picked up by McAvoy. He's dumped over in the corner by Tarasenko. Zacha takes over for Boston. Backhand feed, high slot, push to the net, and DeBrusk didn't have much on the shot. Pasternak was tied up in front, couldn't do much with that rolling puck out in front of the goal. Panthers work it back the other way down to our left. Dumped in on Swayman, given to Lindholm. Out come the Bruins quickly, left to right across your radio. Out towards center. Here's Zacha, gives off to the far side for Pasternak. He'll flip it over the Panthers blue line. A pile up there as Reinhart put his shoulder into Pasternak, and a couple of players toppled over the two of them. Now back go the Panthers right to left across your radio. Evan Rodriguez after the Panthers get a change in the personnel. Down to our left it goes. Karam's around near side, and the Bruins able to gather in control. It's Van Riemsdyk up the right wing. Hands it along for Brazo. He'll fling it to the net. Pushed to the corner by Bobrovsky. Here in the near corner, it's picked up by Lundell. Shuffled along. Luostarinen. Backhand feed. Has Rodriguez. Gets it out across the blue line. And he floats it down to our left into the Boston zone. Not far enough for an icing. Carlo on it. Around far side. Kept in by Rodriguez. Down to the corner. Hopped over the stick of Lundell. Wotherspoon back behind the net. Lundell leans into him. Still loose over on that far side. 2-on-2 scrum on the end boards as the puck still loose down there, and it's Lundell trying to jar it free. A couple of Bruins in there as well. Now Lundell finds him. He's taken down hard, and a penalty upcoming to Morgan Geekie.
They're taking some bad penalties here. Just a scrum down deep in the corner. Everyone battling for the puck, and all of a sudden Geekie decides to go with a cross-check against Lundell and face plants him right into the glass.
3:46 to go in the first. Panthers going to their second power play of the first
now
period.
They're taking both. Now somehow they're getting Lundell out of this mess.
Well, I can't wait to hear the explanation. What do we have?
39 Boston has 2 minutes for cross-checking. Florida 15 has 2 minutes embellishment.
Embellishment, a cross-check from behind. He's facing the glass. How does he know it's coming? How can you embellish a penalty? Okay, we're not, after everything that's gone on in this series, that's all I'm going to say. It's it, because there's been a lot of controversy on the Panthers side.
We don't spend much time, if you listen to this broadcast very much, we don't spend a lot of time dwelling on the calls on the ice. We really don't. But that one right there, I can't explain it to you, how Anton Lundell gets an embellishment call. He was facing the boards. Geekie came in from behind him, and Morgan Geekie has had some lapses in judgment during this series.
There's no embellishment on that play. He's battling for the puck. He got pushed a couple of times, and he went down. He fell. He didn't fall by his own volition. He fell because he got pushed too hard. The original call was made, and
honestly, Anton's in a vulnerable spot along the boards there, just about 6 inches to a foot off the wall.
And it was Steve Pizzari that made the initial cross-checking call, and then it was the other official, Kyle Raymond, that came in right immediately and pointed with the embellishment. But there was no embellishment there. We'll go 4-on-4, and that's the end of the story. Deal with what's in front of you.
4-on-4 hockey, and the Panthers have had some success in this situation. Puck played up the far side and down to our right. Deep into the Panthers zone. Forsling wrapped up by Zacha. Puck played by Pasternak out to the line. Lindholm a drive, had nothing on the shot, and Ekblad comes away with it. Up the far side, a foot race for this one. Reinhart and Lindholm after it, and Lindholm there first. Going to be an icing call, and a face-off coming back inside the Panthers zone down to our right with 3:20 left in the first. 1-0 Boston in front, 1:34 left in the offsetting minor penalties to Lundell and Geekie, and it's a philosophical thing to me. I've never understood how you get the penalty and the embellishment together anyway. Seems like it would be a one or the other situation, but not what we got here and not what we usually do.
No. I got a chance to listen to Paul Maurice's bench hit coming out of the last TV timeout, and he just mentioned the Panthers just slow a foot. Wants them to get moving, too much gliding, not enough pace, so he wants them to pick up their feet, start moving, and quit standing still, basically.
Aaron Ekblad down behind the Panthers net, pass near side. He's got Gus Forsling. Forsling into the neutral zone, looks it out to center, and then he heads it back for Carter Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe across right side. It's Matthew Tkachuk, top of the circle, shot over the net. And this one rims around near side. It's going to be scooped up by DeBrusk. Left to right across the radio. Jake DeBrusk in for Boston. Up the near side. Stopped in his tracks. Nico Mikkola poked it away. Panthers get it out. Coyle at center. He'll hand it back. And the Bruins reset at their own line about a minute to go here in the 4-on-4 sequence. Up the near side comes Peak. He'll dump it down to our right. Around on a Karam. Pasternak far boards. Has it for Boston. Backs out to the line. Lost it. And Rodriguez tried to poke it out beyond the line. It was held in by DeBrusk. Now down behind the Panthers net. Nico Mikkola is there. 2.5 minutes to play. First period. 42 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Out of the zone to Evan Rodriguez. Skates over the Panthers logo at center ice. Down to our left. Up the near board. Slams on the brakes. Long shot. That's wide. Looking for a deflection out front. Rims out to the right point. Forsling into the corner. Luostar in and spun around and taken down. And the Boston Bruins will get a clear as a result. It was a clearing feed to Pasternak that missed the mark. And that'll back Brandon Montour inside his own end. Montour. Far circle in Panthers territory. Off to Gus Forsling and then handed on for Barkov. Full head of steam fresh off the bench. Over center into the offensive end, poked away. Frederick for Carlo then around the end boards. Wotherspoon up the far side has Danton Heinen, and the 4-on-4 comes to a halt. Lundell and Geekie head out of the penalty boxes, so back to 5-on-5 hockey we go with 100 seconds to play here in the first period. It's 1-0 Boston. Up the right side of the high slot, Danton Heinen across far circle, a shot, and that one off a shin pad, wobbles wide to the corner. Frederick out to the right point. Carlo looks across. Wotherspoon, long drive, and it's blocked by Barkov. It goes off Barkov up and into the seats. 1:27 to go in the first. 1-0 Boston in front. There's still some playoff suites available, folks. A limited number of them. FloridaPanthers.com. 954-835-PUCK is the number to call to get your playoff suite. So enjoy Panthers playoff hockey in style. Face off far circle down to our right.
One of the few. Jim Montgomery, no matter what line, has usually been put Pasternak out there for every offensive zone faceoff. He's not on this occasion, but he is giving Pasternak some extra chances, some extra looks in the offensive zone, no matter what the line is, especially on the icing calls that the Panthers have had.
Well, for the Boston Bruins, they're down 3-1. Desperate times calling for desperate measures. As Coyle holds one in the zone for the Bruins, and the Panthers able to pounce on it quickly. Here's Anton Lundell up the center. Heads in over the offensive blue line. Gives to Rodriguez, right circle, walks in, shot, and that one deflects wide. Off Lindholm out to the near point, kept in by Kulikov. Down behind the net, Lundell over for Rodriguez. Hopped away from him, out in front. It's taken away by Coyle, handed on for Danton Heinen. Got across center, dumped in. Both teams swap out some personnel as we go into the final minute of action here in the first period of play. 1-0 Bruins on a goal from Morgan Geekie. Here on the near side, Ekman Larson to Verhaeghe. On the wings then, overshot Sam Bennett. Down to our left it goes, deep into the Boston zone. Wotherspoon up the far side, it's DeBrusk. He'll float one out towards center for Pasternak. Tap through the legs to Geekie, left side of the circle. A shot, save made by Bobrovsky. Kicked off to the far corner. Mikkola will send one high. Verhaeghe takes it on a bounce, gives to Tkachuk. Then it's given to center ice for Montour. Off to the left for Bennett. Along the boards, rattles it toward the net. It's gloved down by Wotherspoon. And he'll hand this one along for DeBrusk, who clears for Boston. Pasternak near side. He's met by some pressure. Tkachuk to Verhaeghe. 17 seconds remaining here in this first period. 1-0. It's Boston out in front. Panthers backed into their own zone. 10 seconds left in the period. Montour sends it long on Swayman. Kicked away. Swayman sends it around the end boards. Wotherspoon up the boards. Held in. A long shot. That one off the side of that from Reinhart. Then a try from Forsling. And that's it for the opening 20. The horn sounds. 1-0 Boston, but the Panthers did seem like they were getting their footing as things went on.
Somewhat. There's another level that this team can get to, and we saw it. That's the first game that I've seen the Panthers all playoffs long. Look like it's regular season pace. There's another gear that they have to get to, and only 4 shots on net. The one, they missed a couple of ones. The one really from the slot that was missed was the chance by Mikkola that was set up by Stenlund. They had a couple of opportunities around the blue paint that did not get through to Jeremy Swayman. Maybe the best thing about this is we don't know how Jeremy Swayman reacts to not having a lot of traffic and pucks go his way. And only 4 shots, not much of a rhythm for the Boston goaltender. Sergei Bobrovsky was really good down at the other end. There was numerous chances, too many icings, 5 icings in that opening period, and that allowed some offensive zone draws for Boston, and they were pretty good in the faceoff circle in the offensive end in that period. They were able to win some draws, get some extra shots on net that way. But the Panthers go back, and we've seen their ability to adjust pressure. And I'm sure this is maybe the first time all playoffs long that some of the players in the dressing room, Paul Maurice, whoever it is probably going to stand up and say, better. This has to go. Let's pick it up a notch. There's going to be a little bit of rah in the dressing room, or maybe before everything's going, just keep going the same way.
So we'll have one of the Panthers coming your way from rinkside here in just a moment. Keep it locked right here. 1-0 Boston over the Panthers through 20 minutes of play. And then after that, we'll hand it back to Kevin Rogers in our network studios for the Ford First Intermission show. He'll get you caught up on what's going on here, what's going on elsewhere in the Stanley Cup playoffs and our JetBlue out-of-town scoreboard. He'll get you caught up on the South Florida sports scene as well as we get our guest ready downstairs outside the dressing room. Panther center Kevin Stenland is downstairs with us after 20 minutes of play. Well, Kevin, first thing, your thoughts there on the first period. How'd you feel like things went? Seemed like you guys were getting your footing and getting some chances as the period went along.
Yeah, I think as you said there, we wasn't really ready at the start, but we got into it a little more at the end. But we just got to be harder. It was a slow period for us, and we got to be better.
Yeah, I heard Paul Maurice's bench interview there, Kevin, and he mentioned just moving the feet more, just a little bit more tempo and pace. Was that the theme down there on the bench?
Yeah, and close and not quicker. And obviously, you got to move your feet to be closer to them and break up plays. So, absolutely.
Kevin Stenland, our guest downstairs. Kevin, I want to ask you, too, you've had a chance to play with Kyle Oposo quite a bit, especially here lately. What's it like playing with him? What can you say about the way that he's been able to blend into the group? He's had some really nice games lately. And how much of a resource is he for you guys, having been a team captain before, playing over 1,000 games? What's he meant to the group?
Yeah, obviously he's a veteran guy. He knows what's right and wrong and how to manage the game. And obviously, he's really strong on pucks and a smart player, so it's fun to play with.
Kevin Stenland, our guest downstairs. Kevin, thanks very much for stopping by here. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, Kevin.
That is Kevin Stenland downstairs outside the Panthers dressing room after one. Billy, let's very quickly get to this day in Panthers history, presented by Baptist Health.
Are we going to 96 or last year?
I think it's a 96 today.
Okay, 96. Are you switching on and off?
Well, I'm going with the dates that correspond the best. This day in Panthers history, presented by Baptist Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers. Check out the Panthers Virtual Vault, FLAPanthersVault.com. to browse all moments of Panthers history. Quickly here, May 14th, 1996, Billy. It was 28 years ago. You guys won Game 6 at Miami Arena against the Philadelphia Flyers to move on to the conference final. So the Panthers 28 years ago won a Game 6 to move on to the conference final. They're hoping to win a Game 5 tonight to move on to the conference final. 4-1 was the final in that one. Billy, you scored a shorthanded goal in the first period. Rob Niedermeyer, Dave Lowry, and then Johan Garpenlov, the empty netter, rounded out the scoring for the Panthers in that game. But
sorry for me, against Hextall, nice.
That was the clincher in that second round series against the Flyers in '96. Actually, yeah, it was against Ron Hextall.
I knew who.
Yep.
I remember my play. I don't remember regular season goals. I remember my playoff goals. Yeah, it sticks out. Good game. We finished them off, and
Billy, you had an assist. You led everybody 2 points that night. Only Billy Lindsay could claim 2 points in that Game 6.
Ah, nice. Yeah, I want to put Philly away. Let's get it done. And we're looking at that, and Carter Verhage and all these guys here we got a lot of good closers down here to be able to get it done. Verhage, Kachuk, Barkov. Let's look for more of the same and a little bit more jump here in this second period. And if we had a series clincher on this day back in 96, we can do it again here in 2024. That would be sweet.
I think there are 19,000 plus who'd love to see that in the building tonight. I hope they get to see it because they all deserve it here this evening. 1-0 Boston through 20, though. It's the Bruins leading this one over the Panthers. That was this day in Panthers history, presented by Baptist Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers. Check out Panthers Virtual Vault, FLAPanthersVault.com. Presented by Baptist Health, browse all moments in Panthers history. Coming up next, it is the Ford First Intermission show. Kevin Rogers will walk you through what's going on here, what's going on elsewhere, all that to come before we get to the second period. 1-0 Bruins leading here in Game 5. Panthers trying to close out the series tonight. Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, Kevin Rogers takes over next on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Metro Group Miami, corporate partner of the Florida Panthers. The home of Metro Signs and Metro Wraps has been South Florida's business choice for quality signs and graphics for over 34 years. No sign is too big or too small for the experts at Metro. They bring brands to life. Call them today, 954-983-6662, 954-983-6662. Visit MetroGroupMiami.com to learn what they can do for you. Metro Group Miami, your everything team.
We have some breaking news that you Panthers fans are going to want to hear. It's official. SeatGeek is now the official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. That's right, the deal is finalized and SeatGeek is the newest member of the Panthers family. If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it, because you'll be hearing it a lot more this season. SeatGeek, the new official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. Your ticket to great Panthers seats.
Choose to see clearly. Stop getting foggy glasses while watching the game. No glasses, no contact lenses. Call Dr. Bosom, the Panthers eye surgeon, at 954-442-1133. Plus, just by mentioning the Panthers, they'll give you $1,000 off your procedure, and they're offering 0% financing for 2 years. CorrectVision.com, the only eye center in South Florida to offer all 5 vision correction procedures. Be sure to schedule your free consultation. Call 954-442-1133 or visit CorrectVision.com.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
This is the Ford First Intermission Report on the Florida Panthers Radio Network. Visit your local dealer or shop online at buyfordnow.com.
Ford First Intermission begins now. Kevin Rogers with you. Game 5, as the Panthers looking to close out the Bruins with a victory tonight, up 3-1. But Boston has the first goals. They lead it 1-0. And remember, the Bruins scored the first goal back in Game 4. We know what happened. The Panthers came back and won 3-2. In fact, there's a little kind of reverse jinx here. The team that has scored the first goal in three of the first 4 games has lost. The Panthers scored the first goal in Game 3, ended up winning. But if you go back to Game 1, Panthers scored the opening goal for Matthew Tkachuk, lost that game. Bruins scored the first goal in Game 2, ended up losing. Bruins scored the first goal in Game 4 and ended up losing. So 1-0 deficit, not the end of the world for the Panthers as we look back at what unfolded through the first 20 minutes of play. And what's interesting is a big discussion in this series has been shots on goal. The Panthers have dominated that for the most part, but this time around, the Bruins were the ones that were getting the shots on net. And so far, Sergei Bobrovsky has seen 13 Boston shots. He's made 12 saves. Jeremy Swayman only 4 saves, but he has stopped all 4 Panthers shots. And the Bruins, their lone goal came less than 5 minutes in as Morgan Geekie would beat Sergei Bobrovsky for a 1-0 Boston lead.
Geekie hit over the Panthers' blue line along the right wing board, slams on the brakes, looks for a lane, swings it down and around, and this one's going to carry him all the way around. It's hustled down by McAvoy, who flings it off the end boards deep down to a right. Played out front, backhand, they score, and it's Geekie who is set up out in front. The Boston Bruins have a 1-0 lead with 15:11 to go here in the first.
4th goal of the postseason for Morgan Geekie. Jake DeBrusk and Charlie McAvoy the assist, 4:49 into the first period, giving the Bruins a 1-0 lead. That's where we sit after 20 minutes of play. No Brad Marchand for Boston. He's out tonight. And so far, the Panthers 0 for 1 on the power play. But again, long way to go. You know, we've seen how things have unfolded through the first few games with the Panthers falling behind, but still ended up winning a couple times. Up next, we will take a look at the JetBlue out-of-town scoreboard and the South Florida sports scene. But before we do all of that, let's pause for station identification across the Florida Panthers radio network.
The best hockey lives here.
Back to Rick. Far-side shot.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. AIS HD2 Boca Raton.
Coming up, we'll take a look at the JetBlue out-of-town scoreboard. We'll preview the game coming up later on, Vancouver and Edmonton, and also look ahead to the action in the other series as well. Bruins 1, the Panthers nothing. End of 1. Game 5 of this best-of-7 series with the Panthers up 3-1 right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Tabanero hot sauce is bringing the heat to the rink this game day, folks. As the official hot sauce of the Florida Panthers, enjoy Tabanero today at any concession stand at the Emerald Bank Arena. We've got it in every flavor: original, sweet and spicy, curry habanero, and extra hot. Their premium sauce blends are crafted right here in South Florida from all natural, locally sourced ingredients. And the party doesn't have to stop after the stadium. Take Tabanero home with you by visiting your local Florida retail stores. Savor the flavor of Tabanero. Panthers fans, choose our games your way with Flex Plans. Build your perfect plan and get the ultimate flexibility this season. Flex Plans start at just 10 tickets and offer savings on single game pricing and Stanley Cup playoff presale access. For more information, visit FloridaPanthers.com or call 954-835-PUCK. That's 954-835-PUCK or FloridaPanthers.com for more information.
Barriers. I'm all about breaking them. Hi, it's Luis Fonsi, international recording artist and South Florida resident. When it comes to creating music, I love mixing different musical styles and creating something new and unexpected. Ford builds SUVs and trucks the same way, breaking barriers with what you expect. Ford delivers strength, capability, and mixes in a level of comfort and style that's new, exciting, and perfect for South Florida. Visit your local Ford dealer today to get a great deal on a new Ford SUV or truck.
This is the sound of real people across Florida betting on sports. It's the sound of winning your bet, only on Hard Rock Bet. And if your first bet doesn't win, you get up to $100 back to try again. Hard Rock Bet is Florida's only legal sports book. Your home for betting hoops for any sport you choose. Download Hard Rock Bet now and get 2 shots at your first bet. Win, or you'll get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888.
The postseason, giving Boston the early lead. Panthers with a win tonight. They advance to the Eastern Conference Final. Let's take a look now at the JetBlue out-of-town scoreboard. JetBlue, you above all. The late game tonight in Edmonton, it's the Canucks and the Oilers. Vancouver won Game 3 on the road, now up 2-1. So Edmonton looking to get the equalizer tonight, and that game coming up at 9:30 after the Bruins and the Panthers. Coming up tomorrow, only one game. It's the Avalanche and the Stars from Dallas. As the Stars looking to close things out, they lost the openers to the Avalanche, but they've won the last 3, including 2 in Denver. So now back in Dallas for Game 5 tomorrow, looking for a return trip to the Western Conference Final. And then coming up on Thursday, the Rangers and the Hurricanes, they resume their series. New York was in command up 3-0. Still need a win with 2 shots to get to the Eastern Conference Final, but the Hurricanes with wins in the last 2 games, and they made it a series. Now going back to Raleigh, that's on Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Up next, we'll take a look at the South Florida sports scene, and we'll bring it back for the second period at Amerant Bank Arena as the Bruins lead the Panthers 1-0. You're listening to the Ford First Intermission right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Tabanero hot sauce is bringing the heat to the rink this game day, folks. As the official hot sauce of the Florida Panthers, enjoy Tabanero today at any concession stand at the Emerald Bank Arena. We've got it in every flavor: original, sweet and spicy, curry habanero, and extra hot. Their premium sauce blends are crafted right here in South Florida from all natural, locally sourced ingredients. And the party doesn't have to stop after the stadium. Take Tabanero home with you by visiting your local Florida retail stores. Savor the flavor of Tabanero.
We have some breaking news that you Panthers fans are going to want to hear. It's official. SeatGeek is now the official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. That's right, the deal is finalized and SeatGeek is the newest member of the Panthers family. If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it because you'll be hearing it a lot more this season. SeatGeek, the new official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. Your ticket to great Panthers seats.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
This is the sound of real people across Florida betting on sports. It's the sound of winning your bet, only on Hard Rock Bet. And if your first bet doesn't win, you get up to $100 back to try again. Hard Rock Bet is Florida's only legal sportsbook. Your home for betting hoops for any sport you choose. Download Hard Rock Bet now and get 2 shots at your first bet. Win, or you'll get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Ford First Intermission continues. Kevin Rogers with you as the Panthers trail the Bruins 1-0 after 1 period of play. Game 5 of this best-of-7 series coming up. We do have the second period from Amerant Bank Arena. First, we'll take a quick look at the South Florida sports scene. The Marlins in action tonight in Detroit against the Tigers. They are scoreless at the end of 7 innings. Up next, it is the second period. Panthers look to the equalizer as they trail the Bruins 1-0 right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Kids, take the next step in becoming the ultimate Florida Panthers fan by joining the Panthers Kids Club. Members of the Kids Club can join for free and receive exclusive benefits, including free entries into monthly raffles, special offers, and customized content to stay informed on all things Panthers. Upgraded memberships, which include a Panthers merchandise pack and other additional benefits, can also be purchased. Visit floridapanthers.com/Kids Club for more information on all things Kids Club and to sign up.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
Welcome back. Getting set for the second period of Game 5. Boston leading 1-0 on a first-period goal from Morgan Geekie. Here at Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise, Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, Kevin Rogers with you. Manny Chang is our on-site engineer. Trevor Harris back at studio control. Panthers in red, left to right. Boston in white, right to left as we get ready for the start of the second period. Bruins outshot the Panthers 13-4 in the first period, but they only lead the game 1-0, Billy. So for the Panthers, they can't be too disappointed being down 1-0. No. There's still a lot of time to go here.
Lots of room for improvement, but on the Panthers side, you're down 1. You do got to kick it up a notch, though. You look at the shots.
Kevin Stenlin told us that.
Yeah, so let's get her going, boys.
Off the face-off, a battle for a loose puck over to the far boards. Nico Mikkola over to the far corner, then hands it up the far wall. It's Eetu Luostarinen charging along. He'll give to Brandon Montour. The puck dumped in down to our right, around on a Karam. Rodriguez out along the far boards, taken away by Danton Heinen. He'll drag it down to our left inside the Panthers zone. Heinen took a shove there from Mikkola on the end boards. Luostarinen to Montour, near side. Anton Lundell up the boards. Rodriguez looks to clear, didn't get it out. Down to our left, back behind the net. Bobrovsky will give to the corner, and Mikkola there. He'll sky one out to center ice, gloved by Lindholm, kept it in front of him, gave it away though. Mikkola tapped it along. Lundell to Rodriguez, dumped in down to our right. Panthers get some fresh legs out there. Down to our right, back behind the Boston net. Lindholm first one on it. Over to McAvoy. Long feed to center. Off a skate. Goes all the way down to our left. Bobrovsky poked it off to the far boards. Geekie in after it for the Bruins to hold it down low. Taken away. Barkov out of the zone. And he couldn't connect with Reinhart. It's intercepted. Dumped back in by McAvoy. Down to our left. Back behind the Panthers net. Bobrovsky up the far side. Chipped along by Reinhart. That one goes into the Boston bench. 1:12 off the clock here in the second period. 1-0. Boston in front of the Panthers. Get your playoff tickets at FloridaPanthers.com or by calling 954-835-PUCK.
What the Panthers need is a couple of extended shifts down in Boston's end, and you don't have to score goals. Just got to be able to pick that rhythm and pick that tempo up. We saw it briefly there in that first period. Got the crowd going, got the energy in the building, but it has to be more sustainable here in the second period.
Face off on the way, far side of the ice to our left of the center red line, right in front of the Boston bench. Clean face-off win for Hagee. Got it back. Here's Kulikov. Up the near side, Sam Bennett, a whack at it. Disrupted by Wotherspoon. Pushed back over the Panthers line. A takeaway and a quick transition. It's Kulikov to Tkachuk, and he'll dump it down to our right. Deep into the offensive end. First one there for Hagee. Around for Bennett, right corner. Up top, Kulikov. Across Ekman Larson. Left point, long shot. Didn't get through. Loose in front. Tkachuk. Bouncing puck, and he tried to get it through to the net. Couldn't get it through. Off to the far corner then. Verhaeghe will run it down. Winds it all the way around. Here's Kulikov near point. Backhand along the boards. Wotherspoon takes it away for Boston. Dropped it off. It's Peak in front of his own net. Banks it off the far side. Brazeau to Zaka. And he cruises in right circle. A shot. And that one blocked by Kulikov. Goes off to the far corner. And then a scrum over on that far side. Bennett trying to pull it free. Maroon on the end boards. In there to grab control. And then he's canceled out by Ekman Larson. And a tie-up ensues down there on the end boards. The puck still held up on the end wall by Pat Maroon. And he tries to jar this one free to Kulikov. Now Maroon will play it off to the far side. Laid back down low. Carlo whipped out to the front of that for Beecher. He settles it on a bounce. Peels off far boards. Top of the circle. Looks to the near point. Lohrei winds, fires. And a save made by Bobrovsky. Through traffic. Picked up and cleared. Then by Verhaeghe out to center. Lohrei for Beecher. In go the Bruins quickly. A shot from Beecher blocked by Kulikov. Gloved out of the zone by Verhaeghe.
That's going to be a penalty against Verhaeghe. Closing his hand on the puck, I believe.
17:22 left in the second. That is the case, Pelly.
Closing the hand on the puck.
So Verhaeghe goes off for 2 minutes. We're going to see the Boston power play for the first time in the game. 1-0 Bruins. 17:22 left in the second.
You can bat it out of your own end and use an open hand. He just grabbed the puck and threw it out into the neutral zone. And anytime you close that hand on the puck, you're going to get called. And unfortunate. Held on to it a beat too long.
So a face-off upcoming. Near circle down to our left. Boston's power play is 1 for 11 in the series, 7 for 28 in the playoffs, so they did much more damage against the Leafs in round one than they've done against the Panthers here in round two. Off the face-off, McAvoy looks over right side, a shot, and that one from DeBrusk.
Smart play there by Louis Serena and getting out quickly. Looked like DeBrusk maybe had a shot from that right face-off dot, left-handed shot, and Louis Serena unable to get a stick on it.
Went on a play and a face-off upcoming far circle. 17:18 left in the second period. 1-0 Boston. 14-4 the shots on net for the Bruins in the game. Barkov will take the face-off against Coyle. Barkov, Reinhart, Ekblad, Forsling. The four Panthers on for the penalty kill. And off the draw, a loose puck tracked down by Ekblad, backhanded up the far side, held in. Here's a shot, and that one from McAvoy, kicked away by the left pad of Bobrovsky. May have changed course on the way, but Bobrovsky made the save, and the Panthers get a clear from Gus Forsling.
They've had a couple of shots. That Lohrei shot from the point, Bobrovsky able to see that. That one redirected. Those are hard saves for goaltenders. Bobrovsky able to see it through traffic.
He's turned away 14 of 15 in total tonight. Off to the far boards, Gus Forsling clubs it up the wall. And hop past McAvoy and a race down to our right. McAvoy had a step on Barkov and got there first, but Barkov ties him up. And then McAvoy dumped over by the Panthers captain. And a penalty is upcoming here, and it's going to be...
No.
Oh, no, it looked like the arm went up for a moment there. Not the case. Action spills down to our left. And this one's going to be fed the length. Swayman out to handle this one quickly. Van Riemsdyk across to Pasternak. Pass straight on. And it's out of the reach of DeBrusk down to our left. A race for this one. Mikla, DeBrusk both go down to the ice battling for the puck. DeBrusk back on his feet. He's got it. Out to the near point. Pasternak across the blue line. Near side along the boards. Handled by Geekie back up top. Pasternak backhand across right side. Lohrei. Pasternak near side of the circle. Looks over on a bounce. DeBrusk tied up. Dumped over by Louis Serena. Out come the Panthers quickly. It's Kevin Stenlund up the left wing side. Kulikov to the net. Stenlund left circle. A shot, and Swayman a piece of it. The puck rims off to the near boards. And Brazeau will tap it along for Pasternak up to the Panthers line. Pasternak, he heard the footsteps coming there. Anton Lundell had him lined up, and Pasternak just gave the puck away. In goes Lohrei down to our left. Carries it up the near side. A sharp angle try. Save made by Bobrovsky. And now it's going to be brought off to the near boards by Anton Lundell. Tapped up the near wall. Geekie. He'll hand it back as he regathers to Lindholm.
Best scoring chance of this game for the Panthers comes short-handed by Stenlund on the left wing. 2-on-1. Tried to go high glove. just a piece of it by Swayman.
Verhaeghe out of the box. Panthers killed it off. Here's Sam Bennett taking one away into the offensive end. He goes. Couldn't get a shot away to the corner now. Lindholm and Tkachuk tie up. Puck shoveled around. Carlo far side. Got the clear for Boston as we've gone close to 5 minutes here in this second period. Boston a 1-0 lead. That first period goal from Geekie still standing as the difference maker here in this one. On the near side, Bruins fail to clear. Montour clubs it down and around. Far side of the circle. Ekman Larson and Verhaeghe winds it back behind the Boston net. Carlo is there, and he lost control of the puck on his own. Bennett out of Verhaeghe, sends it around the boards, out to the near point. Montour down low, Verhaeghe near side, looked to center, couldn't get a pass through, intercepted, kept to the outside by Lindholm. Montour now to the high slot, a shot, and that one gobbled up by Swayman as Verhaeghe let it rip from out between the tops of the circles. A glove save made by Swayman, his 6th save of the hockey game. 14:35 left in the second period, still 1-0 Bruins.
That's what Paul Maurice was talking about. Move your feet. Carlo had the puck and had some trouble with it. You move the feet, you're on it. You get that forecheck started and eventually get it back to the point for the shot. Verhaeghe was hanging up high. You had 3 players up high, and the Panthers have run that play with the forward out high to get him lost. And you have the 2 defensemen spread out wide and the forward Verhaeghe right at the blue line. That allows him to walk downhill and get a pretty good shot against Swayman. Just frees up that forward for a little extra time and space.
Face off on the way, far circle down to our right, inside the Boston zone. It's the Lundell, Rodriguez, Luos Arena line out for the Panthers, with Coyle, Lauko, and Heinen being the Bruins forward line here. Puck put down behind the net by Mikkola, deep in the Boston zone. A scramble for this one. Peak tries to work it away from Rodriguez. Puck played off to the near corner. Luostarinen takes it back to the right circle to the front of the net. Luostarinen couldn't get a shot away. Dan Heinen was all over him there, but Luostarinen played it along the far board, sent up the far side by Wotherspoon, and the Bruins do work it to center. Up the right wing, here's Coyle. He'll drop it back. It's Heinen, top of the right circle. A shot and a save made by Bobrovsky. He absorbed that right into the midsection. Some shoving ensues afterward with 14:08 to play here in the second. Still 1-0 Bruins. Sergei Bobrovsky on his game tonight.
Haven't seen much after the whistles. A little bit. Even that could have materialized, and both players seem willing to walk away from scrums. That's about as briefest scrum that we've seen all this series. And Heinen has that shot right in the breadbasket. Takes it. Bobrovsky.
And I know a lot of people point to Game 2 when things got a little out of hand as far as the extracurriculars go, but part of that was the disparity on the scoreboard that night. Had that been a 3-2 game, I don't think a lot of what we saw that night would have happened.
No. And Boston comes into this last game against Toronto, and 4 games in this series being held under 18 shots already. 17 shots for Boston. And we got 14 minutes left here in the second period, so high volume for them.
Now Bobrovsky sends one around the end boards. It was intercepted and thrown back behind the net. Reinhart gets it moving now. Forsling, rink wide, Ekblad back across left side. Here's Barkov deep into the offensive end. A shot save made by Swayman. And the whistle blows. Swayman wasn't really able to cleanly absorb that. The puck kind of dropped away from him after the whistle had blown, but they do get the stoppage, and that'll take us to an official timeout. 13:48 left in the second period. 1-0 Boston over the Panthers on a first period goal from Geekie. More to come on the other side of the break. This is the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Fishing gear's loaded, lunch is packed, the boat's gassed up, everything you need for an awesome day on the water. Well, not everything. You should also bring along your boating safety education. So be sure to take a Florida boating safety course. Know before you go. Do it for yourself. Do it for your family. You'll have more fun out on the water. You can take a course in a classroom or online. To learn more, visit Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission at myfwc.com.
Choose to see clearly. Stop getting foggy glasses while watching the game. No glasses, no contact lenses. Call Dr. Bosom, the Panthers eye surgeon, at 954-442-1133. Plus, just by mentioning the Panthers, they'll give you $1,000 off your procedure, and they're offering 0% financing for 2 years. CorrectVision.com, the only eye center in South Florida to offer all 5 vision correction procedures. Be sure to schedule your free consultation. Call 954-442-1133 or visit CorrectVision.com.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
13:48 to play here in the second period. Still 1-0 Boston over the Panthers here in this one. Shots are 17-7 for the Bruins. Panthers fans, don't miss a chance to become a territory member for next season. Following a sellout of lower bowl and club level seating this season, your Cats have limited availability to become part of the territory. Don't wait. Secure your seats today. 954-835-PUCK, FloridaPanthers.com. Get your season tickets for next season. Face off to the right of Jeremy Swayman down to our right inside the Boston zone. 1-0 Bruins. Again, 13:48 left in the second. Face off win back to Forsling. A shot. And Swayman knocks it away with the glove. Didn't hang on to it. Barkov, Tarasenko, right side along the boards. Out the line. Ekblad, long shot. Out in front. Loose puck. Batted at. And they score! Sam Reinhart on the doorstep. Picked it up out in front. He's able to deposit that loose puck back behind Swayman. And the Panthers tie the game. 13:37 to go here in the second.
Sam Reinhart's able to score this goal, and it all materializes because Jeremy Swayman, an original point shot came through that was easy to handle with his glove, and we've seen how many times he's able to grab it with his glove and control it. This time, Panthers able to keep the play alive, work it around in front, get the original shot, and then Sam Reinhart is able to cruise in and on his backhand elevate it over Jeremy Swayman to tie this game at 1. And in that TV timeout, Doug, Paul Maurice was irate. He lit into his team. Up and down that bench, just screaming at every single player. Barkov wins the faceoff. They get it to the front. They get traffic, and that scramble, and Reinhart puts it home to tie this game up.
And the other thing there was a loose puck out in front, and Reinhart flat out beat his man. It was a one-on-one battle with Lindholm out in front of the net, and Sam Reinhart just wasn't going to be denied. And over on that far side of the ice, Matthew Tkachuk, rink wide. Here go the Panthers to the offensive end. Verhaeghe across left side. Shot in the attempt from Kulikov is stopped by Swayman. He'll hold that. 13-11 left in the second. 1-1 the score. Billy, that was just an example of a loose puck out in front. Sam Reinhart wanted it more because he was one-on-one with Lindholm, and he just won that battle.
But you have to go back to the original play. How many times have we seen the puck go to Swayman's glove and just be a black hole and not come out?
Yep. And he's missed a couple.
And he had that easy shot. It came to him, and he missed it, and it allowed the Panthers to keep possession of the puck. And then Reinhart, as you touched on, out-battles his man. But you should have seen Paul Maurice in that timeout. That is the first time that I've seen him up and down the bench just lay into his team. He was red-faced and going after him, and they respond in a big way with a goal.
And we got a whole new hockey game as a result coming up on 7 minutes gone by here in the second. A shot from along the far boards from Rodriguez goes up and out of play. 13:01 to go here in the second, and now Lundell and Coyle at odds over there along the far boards. Starting to see a little bit more of this stuff creep into the game.
And we were talking to Paul Maurice in Boston, and he mentioned he's got some notes down on his bench to remain calm at times and not get frustrated with the refs or the players at times. Those notes went out the window on that TV timeout. He had seen enough. He wanted his team back into this game. He wanted more energy and more pep, and they come out and they get that Reinhart goal. It also started with Panthers weren't very good in the faceoff circle in that opening period, and Barkov was able to win that draw clean.
Now off a draw, the puck loose. Stanton Heinen couldn't find it. Played off to the near boards. A foot race. Luostrin and Peak battle. Peak clears. And out around center. A couple of Panthers get crossed up. Here's Coyle back in. Across an open man, Frederick. A shot. Save made by Bobrovsky. Slides across from his left to his right. And he denies Trent Frederick to keep the game. Tied at 1. And now a scrum back behind the Panthers net. Down to our left. 12:44 to go in the second. 1-1 the score. A newfound energy, Billy, in the entire building now after this game's gotten tied up.
From Paul Maurice to the players to the fans and to Sergei Bobrovsky, a dazzling save on a 2-on-1. Coyle gets it in front quickly. Frederick tried to go between the five hole. Bobrovsky able to shut the barn doors quickly, prevent that scoring chance, kind of a rolling puck, but he kept that paddle on the ice. If that paddle's not on the ice, that 5 hole's available, and exceptional save by Bobrovsky to keep this game knotted at 1.
12:44 to play here in the second period. And a face-off coming up near circle down to our left. It'll be Kevin Stenlin taking the draw against John Beecher. Panthers trying to close this thing out tonight. Punch a ticket to the Eastern Conference Final for the second straight year. Far side peak. Clubs it down to the corner. Kulikov over on that far side. He'll shovel this one along. Over on the far board, Stephen Lawrence there. Took a shot but was able to get it out. And the puck goes down to our right. Off to the near side. Sent along by Laura. Down to our left. Picked up by Ekman Larson. And he'll fling this one into the neutral zone. Far side of the ice. Taken back Maroon. Over the line. Taps it along. Then it's regathered by Ekman Larson. And he sends it on for Oposo, who swings it down to our right, deep inside the Boston zone. Laura, right to left across your radio, brings it on. Here's Lauko. Lauko to center. Far side, Barkov able to take it out of midair, and he'll swing it back the other way. Down to our right, rolling puck. Laura, back pedals for this one. Takes it back behind the net. Mason Lohrei, far side, backhand, rink wide, DeBrusk. DeBrusk up the wing, near side for Boston. Into the near circle, down behind the net. DeBrusk around the far circle, poked away by Barkov, and Barkov leads one on for Reinhart, hopped away from him. Then at center ice, Tarasenko absolutely planted Hampus Lindholm. Now Reinhart looking out in front, bouncing puck in. It never got to Tarasenko, and Lindholm back the other way. Here's Lindholm, right side to Brusk. He's run into by Gus Forsling. Down to our left, back behind the net, Bobrovsky. He'll swing it along. Down to our right, Forsling and DeBrusk. A little shoving down there behind the play. And now the Bruins will start from their own zone. Here's Carlo. Up the near side for Geekie. Dump down to our left, back behind the net. Bobrovsky on it quickly. And Tkachuk sends one. Rink wide, banks it to Verhaeghe. Dumped into the Boston zone. Far corner, Tkachuk there. Sharp angle try, and a save is made by Swayman. No rebound surrendered. 10:55 to play here in the second. A 1-1 game.
After that first period, after only seeing 4 shots for Jeremy Swayman, the focus. We've seen Swayman, when he gets a lot of shots and gets into a rhythm, he can be dynamite. One of the best. It's been a different look for Swayman after those 4 shots. The mental concentration, and bobbled the puck a couple of times, unsure. And if I'm the Panthers at this moment, every chance I get, that puck is going towards Jeremy Swayman.
Face-off, far circle down to our right. Inside the Boston zone, Anton Lundell will step out. Eetu Luostarinen steps in. And now the Bruins bounce on it off the draw. Brasso to center. Dump down to our left. Far corner, it's Zaka. Tied up in a battle with Nico Mikla. Out come the Panthers quickly. Here's Anton Lundell. Up to center, drives it in. Around the end boards, Rodriguez. Down behind the net, Luostarinen in the trapezoid. Tries to look out front. Pass broken up by Witherspoon. Now here to the near corner. Hustled down by Rodriguez. Couldn't get it out to the line. Zaka took it away. Hands it on for Brasso, and then he'll dump it in from center. Down to our left along the end boards, Mikla. He gives to Montour. Hands it on for Rodriguez. Evan Rodriguez up the right side. Gets over the center line. He'll drill it in. Around it goes. Peak. Laid it back to his defense partner, Lohrei. Up the near side, Mason Lohrei. A long feed. Frederick angles it down to our left. Bobrovsky will settle it for Kulikov. Kulikov takes it back behind the Panthers net. We've gone halfway through the hockey game. 10 minutes to go here in the second. 1-1 between the Panthers and the Boston Bruins. It was Boston scoring in the first. Geekie had that one. Panthers get one from Reinhart here in the middle frame. Up the left side. A chance and a save made by Swayman on Verhaeghe, cutting up that left wing. Now the Bruins look to bring it out quickly. Coyle on for Frederick. He's got a lane down to our left. Frederick to the far circle. Hands it back to the trailer Coyle. He'll drop it off, then a shot, and they score. And it's McAvoy upstairs, regaining the 1-goal lead for Boston. It's 2-1 Bruins with 9:35 to play in the second.
It was a 3-on-3, and all of a sudden McAvoy just jumped off the bench. On a line change, it looked like there was too many men on the ice. I'm not sure if the Boston player was able to complete that line change before they got, it looked like 6 attackers, but McAvoy, his defense partner, was coming to the bench, and he jumped really quickly to get into that play. His defense partner was back at the blue line, and that's why he was able to get up the rush. It was a 3-on-3 that turned into a 4-on-3. Guess they're going to there was some conversation at the bench. That was...
Well, Paul Maurice is calling one of our referees over now. He's calling Kyle Raymond over to have a conversation.
And McAvoy was in the middle of the bench, and when that defense partner changed,
is using their coach's challenge to see if there is goaltender interference prior to the goal.
Now we're looking at goaltender interference.
That hasn't come up once in this entire series.
No, here we go again. We'll get another look, and Ekman-Larsson, Heinen. Now the point being here, there was contact with Heinen on the goal stick of Sergei Bobrovsky, and Bobrovsky lost his goal stick. There was some pushing and shoving.
And Bobrovsky was calling for that right away.
The part here becomes is Bobrovsky's out of that blue paint.
Well, we're getting a look on it overhead. He was very much in the goal crease.
There he was, at the end of it. But when he first made contact there, looked like there was skate-to-skate contact against Bobrovsky.
Well, they're looking at this, and they're in communication with the Situation Room in Toronto.
A worthy challenge, much like that we saw in Tampa Bay. Went in there on his own accord, and looked like there was skate-to-skate contact, and then knocked the stick out of his hands to go along with it. I had more issues with the line change, but forget about that for a second.
9:35 to go in the second. Boston believes they've taken a 2-1 lead, but the Panthers are challenging for goalie interference. So we'll see what they determine as our two referees, Kyle Raymond and Steve Kozari, are over here at the timekeeper's booth.
A lot of contact there by Heinen in front, and there was not a lot of pushing from Ekman-Larsson, and looks like Bobrovsky, in my opinion, was not allowed to play his position properly. We'll never know what to expect.
But we're getting a look at it overhead through the miracles of modern technology.
For what it's worth, Heinen skates into the blue paint on his own accord and makes contact with Bobrovsky. And
Bobrovsky was in the blue paint at the time of the contact.
That's goaltender interference. I'm going to stick with it, and whatever the decision's made, that's my call. It's goaltender interference. The goal
It's a good challenge by the Panthers coaching staff, no doubt about it.
They're taking a long time to look at this one.
That's one of those. Sometimes you can look. You can take the length of the challenge, or the length of the review, and maybe the length of it favors one side over the other. I guess they've come to a verdict now. We'll see what they determine. Here's Steve Kozari.
After review, there's no goaltender interference. We have a goal.
Of course, going to go with the goal. And if you don't believe this, I'm not even going to get into it. Forget about it. I won't mention it, but
the Panthers will just have to kill it off now.
You know where I'm headed with me.
I know exactly where you're headed with that one.
Just had a strange feeling that was
going
to be called a goal. But if you go back to the Tampa Bay series and whatever you want to do with these goaltender interference challenges,
night to night,
they've got to come up with a better recipe.
I feel like years into this, we're less clear now than we were back when it started.
Didn't you just have a strange feeling that
I did
that one was going to stand?
I did, and I actually felt good about the challenge. Oddly enough,
yes,
I felt good about the whole case.
I thought there was clear goaltender interference,
and it's one that if you're the Panthers coaching staff, you've got to challenge that because there was a case to be made.
Yeah.
Well, the Panthers are on the penalty kill, and they trail this game 2-1 past the halfway point. 9:18 to go in the second. Puck played down and around the end boards and off to the far side. Coyle to the line. McAvoy, he'll hold it there. Looks off far side, and then Coyle almost gave it away. Did give it away. Kevin Stenlund hands it on for Eetu Luostarinen. And Panthers into the offensive end. Forsling to the net. Luostarinen a shot. Forsling looking for the rebound, but it popped away. And Coyle will take it around the back of his own net. Left to right, the Panthers. Right to left, the Bruins here in this middle frame. DeBrusk walks down to our left, sends it around far side, rims out to the far point. It's held there by Coyle. Along the far boards, DeBrusk, and his pass back for Coyle. Bounced off Forsling and out of the zone. So the Bruins forced to reload halfway through their power play.
What you always say, and we always say, things they even out throughout the course of a series?
They even out over a season. They even out over a series. Zaka near side, hands off to Geekie, and then it's turned over, and the Panthers bring it back along. They're looking to tie this thing back up. Reinhart right side. Reinhart along the near wing. McAvoy bumped the puck away, and then Geekie will hand it on for Pasternak. Near side, he's upended by Ekblad. Handed on Reinhart, lane right side. Reinhart right circle, walks in, shot, and Swayman got enough of it to knock it away. Got the tip of the glove on that one, and it's knocked off to the far corner on a Karam. Ekblad takes over back behind the net. He's got a chance, backhand try, and a save is made by by Swayman. Down to 23 seconds left in the power play for Boston.
Couple of chances shorthanded. Turned the puck over. Reinhart 3 unaccosted mano-a-mano against Swayman. And then Ekblad from around the net tried to wrap around.
Near side, Geekie couldn't hang on to it. Panthers back along. Stenlund right side into the offensive end. Has a man cutting to the net. Luostarinen taking out penalty upcoming against Boston. No doubt about that one. We talked about how in the last one there was a case to be made for the Panthers. Mason Lohrei is trying to make a case, but he does not have a very good one. That's going to be whistled by every single official in the league. So 7:36 left in the second. And the Panthers are going to go to the power play in 1 second after the delay of game for the unsuccessful challenge penalty comes off the board. So the Panthers set to go on to a power play once again, presented by Seminole Casino Coconut Creek.
Outstanding job by Luostarinen, just keeping his feet moving. Put the pressure on Lohrei, and Lohrei puts a stick in the midsection. Easy call for the official. Now the Panthers get a chance. What a penalty kill for the Panthers. Get the shorthanded chances, break up the play. Nothing materializes at all for Boston on that power play when they could have maybe grabbed control of this game. The Panthers able to do what they do best, create some scoring chances, finally draw that penalty, and see what they can do with this ensuing power play.
Boston power play came in 1 for 11 in the series, so they haven't been able to find their groove in that part of the game. And now the 4-on-4 is over. The Panthers do the power play. Puck pulled all the way back inside the Panthers zone, and they'll start out from their own end. Here's Montour. Montour left to right across your radio. Hands to Reinhart. Reinhart looks left. Barkov over the offensive line. Lost it, got it back, but then it's clubbed away by Lindholm out to center. Handed along by Montour again. Right wing side, Tkachuk. He'll drive it along the boards on a Karam far side. Barkov and Verhaeghe both in after it. And it's kept down in that far corner. Carlo battling for Boston then. Loose puck along the far side. And Barkov poked it free. However, it squirts into the circle, and it's picked up and cleared by Lindholm down to our left. So 1:20 to go in this Panthers power play. Long outlet, Bobrovsky to Tkachuk. Pass on the money. And Tkachuk delays as he heads into the offensive end. Hands off Verhaeghe. Right side, Tkachuk at the line. Down behind the net and off to the far corner. Barkov behind the net. Reinhart sweeps it over near side. Tkachuk out to the point. Handled by Montour. Looks right. Tkachuk to an open man. That's Barkov. Top left circle. He tried to play it out front to Verhaeghe. Got away. Tkachuk to the line. Montour. One-time drive. And it's over the net. Lively inboard bounce. Barkov able to settle it. Barkov. Verhaeghe. One-timer save. Swayman with a glove. And he'll hold that with 6:29 to play here in the second. 2-1 Boston. 53 seconds left in the Lohrei penalty for interference. And the second unit coming on for the Panthers.
Starting to see Swayman get dialed in with more shots and the rhythm. The shot by Reinhart down the wing. This time, no traffic in front. As they let it go this time. Verhaeghe from the middle of the slot, but don't have traffic. Jeremy Swayman's going to see that puck, make that save probably 99% of the time.
Face off to Swayman's right down to our right inside the Boston zone. And Lundell wins the draw. Tarasenko, far point, Ekman-Larsson slides it to Lundell. Left circle down low. They work it out front. Here's Bennett. A shot. He zipped it wide around in a Karam, and that one's going to leave the zone. Panthers in neutral ice regather. 40 seconds left in the Lohrei penalty. Tarasenko has it at center. Tarasenko, left wing side. Bennett along the boards. He's tied up. Puck picked up. Wotherspoon clears. Down to our left. It's handled by Bobrovsky. 28 seconds on the power play. Ekman-Larsson scoots ahead. Ekman-Larsson for Rodriguez. Rodriguez here on the near side. Looks across. Touch pass. Bennett left side. Tarasenko around. Here on the boards, Rodriguez to the line. It's Lundell to shuffle it back down behind the net. Off to the far corner. Tarasenko is there. Out to the line. It's Ekman-Larsson across Rodriguez. Ekman-Larsson straight on. A shot blocked by DeBrusk. And DeBrusk is off to the races. Down to our left. DeBrusk in. And a big save. DeBrusk. The rebound stopped as well. Frederick came in following on the rebound. And Sergei Bobrovsky able to pull a rabbit out of his hat there and make a huge save on the second opportunity to keep the Panthers within one. 5:29 left here in the second. 2-1 Boston. Sergei Bobrovsky displaying some brilliance there to keep the Panthers in striking distance. We'll be back with more of the second period next. 2-1 Bruins on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
More than 50,000 distracted driving crashes occurred last year in Florida. And sadly, close to 300 people involved in those crashes never made it home. Distracted driving is dangerous driving. It puts everyone in danger. The text can wait. Put it down and focus on driving. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
There's a problem if you drink and drive a boat. It never just affects you. Boating under the influence is illegal and dangerous. Save lives by staying sober. Learn more about Florida's boating laws at myfwc.com. Brought to you by the FWC Division of Law Enforcement.
Would your children like the opportunity to play hockey just like their favorite Florida Panthers players? Sign them up for Florida Panthers Learn to Play. Learn to Play is designed to introduce the game of ice hockey to boys and girls ages 5 to 9. For only $225, each participant will receive 6 weeks of on-ice training from Florida Panthers alumni and USA Hockey certified coaches, as well as a custom-fitted free set of ice hockey equipment that they can keep at the program's conclusion. For sign-up, location, and scheduling information, visit floridapanthers.com/learn to play.
5:29 to go here in the second. 2-1 Boston. Sergei Bobrovsky, some goaltending brilliance there before the commercial break. Panthers fans, the all-new Baptist Health Iceplex at FTL War Memorial is now open and accepting registrations. Register now for public skate lessons, hockey drop-ins, give hockey a try for free, and more. Break in the ice and enjoy the brand-new community gym in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Information about all the upcoming programs and how to register is available at FTLWarMemorial.com. Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, Kevin Rogers with you. Manny Chang is our on-site engineer. Trevor Harris back at studio control. Face-off near circle down to our left as Sam Reinhart, who has the Panthers goal in this one, will lean in for the draw. However, Geekie got it back to McAvoy right side. A shot blockered away by Bobrovsky. Then a drive from the near side from Lindholm. That one deflects up and over the net. Stays in play. Tarasenko out of the zone behind Reinhart. This one goes all the way down to our right. It's going to be an icing call against the Panthers here. The action doesn't stop with Panthers hockey here at Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise. June 19th, you've got Melanie Martinez. May 25th, NF is coming in. November 8th, Justin Timberlake. July 11th to the 21st, Cirque du Soleil. Just going down the list. Some big events at Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise. And SeatGeek.com, AmerantBankArena.com, where to get all the info. Off the draw, the Panthers have it. It's Forsling on for Reinhart to center ice, and then a trickler up the near side. It's Barkov in after it to the end boards. He's tied up, got it to Tarasenko. Bank pass near point, handled by Ekblad. Long drive off Reinhart. Reinhart finds it, though, and he'll shuffle it to the near corner. Right side, Barkov on it. Now out in front, a shot. Reinhart save made as he was set up by Tarasenko. Here on the near side, it's Barkov. Ekblad across left point, long shot. Forsling, and that's shaken away by Swayman. Here on the near boards, Barkov. Ekblad, long drive, tipped in front, just wide. Reinhart got a stick on that. DeBrusk up the wing. He'll get the clear for Boston. Forsling rips it back in. Panthers get a change. So will the Bruins as Lindholm is back, and he'll be pressured by Lundell. He'll swing it up the near side, and it's going to go all the way down to our left for an icing. So 4:26 to go here in the second. 2-1 Boston.
Barkov's a beast down deep in the corners, controlling the puck. They just can't take it off him. Finally, Tarasenko comes out, helps him out, puts it in front. Quick shot by Reinhart. Almost beats Swayman. And before we went to break, what a brilliant sequence by Bobrovsky. DeBrusk blocked a shot short-handed. He was off to the races. He made the breakaway save and then the rebound save on Frederick. Remember that sequence.
Face off to the right of Swayman down to our right.
That top line for the Panthers starting to cook.
Yeah.
Starting to go. Barkov, Reinhart, Tarasenko starting to create chances.
Verhaeghe, Tkachuk, Bennett, the forward line on the ice here off the draw. The Bruins grab control, and McAvoy will send one high. Montour down to our left. Off the near boards, Verhaeghe tied up by Zaka. Montour regathers. Looks left. Here's Sam Bennett. Offensive end left circle. Shot. Zipped it over the net. Rims around. Kept in by Tkachuk. Now Mikkola right point with it. He'll hand it down behind the net. Bennett couldn't cleanly handle that one. Far side. It's cleared on by Peak. Up the far wing. The Bruins work it in. Brasso. And an offside call against Boston. That'll take us to our final media timeout here in period number 2. 2-1, the Bruins in front, 3:58 left in the second on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Tabanero Hot Sauce is bringing the heat to the rink this game day, folks. As the official hot sauce of the Florida Panthers, enjoy Tabanero today at any concession stand at the Amerant Bank Arena. We've got it in every flavor. Original, sweet and spicy, curry habanero, and extra hot. Their premium sauce blends are crafted right here in South Florida from all natural, locally sourced sourced ingredients. And the party doesn't have to stop after the stadium. Take Tabañero home with you by visiting your local Florida retail stores. Savor the flavor of Tabañero.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
I love the ocean.
Me? I love a slow winding river. I love the lake. Slick as glass.
But nothing compares to what you love inside the boat.
My family.
My child.
My best friend from first grade.
If you're behind the wheel of a boat, pay attention. That way your favorite water will always be safe water. Learn more about boating safety at myfwc.com. Brought to you by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
3:58 to play in the second. 2-1 Boston. Huge ovation for tonight's City Furniture hero among us. 101-year-old U.S. Army veteran Herman Vanette served 1942 to 1945 during World War II. Honor to have him here in the building with us tonight. Special hello and a thank you to all the servicemen and women we have tuned in. Always great to honor a City Furniture hero among us each and every Panthers home game. Face off far side of the ice to our left of center, and the Bruins have it. Lohrei dumps it in. Panthers looking for one to tie. They've erased a one-goal deficit once in the game tonight, looking to do it again. Up the far side, here's Tarasenko. Up the boards then. It's going to be dumped down to our right by Oposo. Deep into the Boston zone. Far corner then. Steven Lawrence upended. Puck taken. Given away out front. Just got away by from Oposo. That was served up right out in front of the net and just hopped over the stick of Kyle Oposo. Down to our left go the Bruins. Ekman Larson keeps it to the outside. Scooped up, cleared by Kulikov, and Lohrei will have it.
Looked like John Beecher was trying to pass it to Oposo. The rookie. Almost a blatant mistake. Got the puck down in the corner and passed it. It was, if Oposo handles that clean.
Yeah, just kind of wobbled over his stick.
Colorblind there for a second for the young rookie John Beecher. And that almost proved very, very costly. Oposo kind of shaking his head, going back to the bench, knowing if he just could have handled that puck, he had a legitimate chance just to blow it by Swayman.
And puck played up the far side down to our left, deep into the Panthers zone. Montour shuffles a backhand along, and this one off a body. Still loose over on the far boards. Lundell hammers it up the wall. The Bruins keep it in. Down to our left back behind the net, Nico Mikkola. Into the near corner. He'll backhand this one along. Poked out of the zone by Lundell. Whipped back in by Wotherspoon down to our left. And Sergei Bobrovsky will give it to Brandon Montour. Up along the near wing, Rodriguez to center ice. Here's Lundell cruising in right side. Rodriguez puts it to the save made by Swayman, who covers. And with 2:49 to go in the second period, 2-1 is the Boston lead.
Good fight back. Good, better for the Panthers, especially after Paul Maurice slid into his team. And
right after that exchange, the Panthers scored shortly thereafter.
And going back to that Charlie McAvoy, where I thought they had 6 men on the ice, it was a questionable line change. He cheated by about 10 feet, but he never touched the puck before his player got off the ice. And he was smart. He was in the middle of the bench, and the defenseman came into the far end of the bench, so he was able to not only get 10 feet on line change, but to get an extra 5 or 10 feet of where he was at onto the bench. And that way he was able to jump up in that play and make it, instead of a 3-on-3, a 4-on-3.
Now here on the near side, Ekblad out of the zone. Barkov to Reinhart, a lane to the offensive end. Reinhart in near circle. Tarasenko, Reinhart in front. Barkov a shot. He rang it off the goalpost. Off to the near side, Ekblad to Tarasenko. Looks across, and that pass broken up by DeBrusk. He's going to cruise out of the zone, gain center, and dumps it in down to our left. Barkov hammered that one off the iron, inches away from tying the game, and what a setup. What a rush up the ice. Now it's Barkov, the outlet to Tarasenko. He'll drop it off. Barkov back in offensively, left side, but it's poked away, and DeBrusk again will get a clear for Boston.
What a power move by Tarasenko and Reinhart to get that puck to the middle of the net. through both defensemen, and it gets in behind to a waiting Barkov, who chimes it off the plumbing.
Now far boards right in front of the Panthers bench. Mikkola able to tie up Van Riemsdyk. Bennett in offensively. Pass across, bounces back. Bennett in front, a whack at it. Loose, and that one wobbles just wide. And out of the near corner, a scramble for the loose puck. Wotherspoon up the near side. Brazeau clearing for the Bruins. Nico Mikkola, far side for Carter Verhaeghe. Zaka able to pull it away, hands it on for Brazeau, who dumps it in. 90 seconds to go in the second. And the Panthers charge along. On to her. Long pass, tipped down to our right by Luostarinen. Into the far corner, it's Hampus Lindholm. Lindholm on the far side, backhand, rink wide, McAvoy. Up the wing for the Bruins. Near side to the circle, to the corner. McAvoy has it pulled away. Kulikov up the near side. Rodriguez dumped over. And the Bruins hold it in. Danton Heinen couldn't get it down low. Rodriguez clearing. This one goes out through center. Lindholm far side, pushed down to our left by Coyle. Into the far corner, Kulikov. He'll give to Lundell. Lundell up the far side for Eetu Luostarinen. He sees a man. It's Rodriguez. Looks long. Can't get it to him. And then Carlo
played it with a high stick.
Yeah, he played with a high stick, so that's why we've got to stop it here. With 48.1 seconds left in the second. 2-1. Boston out in front.
The one line that's really drawn the Panthers into the fight, though, has been Reinhart, Tarasenko, and Barkov. They're coming again. You know, had that post. Seems like every time they've touched the ice, especially here in the second half of this second period, they've been able to generate scoring chances.
Face-off coming. It's that line that's going to likely finish out the period here. Barkov, a clean face-off win. Forsling, Ekblad dumped in down to our right. Karam's around. Carlo far side. Dishes to Wotherspoon. Whacks it around. DeBrusk tied up. Loose puck near boards. And Zaka couldn't clear. Barkov with it. Reinhart near circle. Rolling puck. Wasn't able to settle that one down. And Wotherspoon will clear for Boston down to our left. Forsling after it. 27 seconds in the period. Banked along to center. Disrupted by Zaka, who plays it back in down to our left. Ekblad took a shot on the inboards from DeBrusk. Not a feed to Tarasenko. Across to Forsling. Out of the zone. Panthers maybe with one last chance in the second period here. Barkov over the offensive line, poked away. Now at center, Forsling takes over. He'll walk in over the offensive line. 9 seconds in the period. Barkov down behind the net, over the far corner. Tried to feed it out front. Pasternak clogged the lane, takes it to the corner, and he's going to eat this one up. It's hacked away by Reinhart, who whipped it on net. That went off the side of the goal. That's it for 2 periods of play. So the Panthers, like they were after one, down 1 after 2.
To get the tying goal by Reinhart. Good individual play. Winning his battle in front. Swayman tried to poke check and put it right on the stick of Reinhart, and he's able to tie the game up at 1. And then it looked like a 3-on-3 innocent rush coming back the other way, and McAvoy was able to gain a lot of extra ice as he jumped on for his D partner. And all of a sudden, a 3-on-3 turned into a 4-on-3. And him trailing play. Smart play by McAvoy to jump early there and get on the ice and create that opportunity. Alertness on the bench, and looked like there maybe was some goaltender interference by Heinen. Was not called. It goes the Boston way, and the McAvoy goal stood, and the Panthers trail by 1 going into this third period. Much better after Paul Maurice, when you saw him that TV timeout. It's been a long time since we've seen him red-faced on the bench like that, get into his team, but he was trying to light a fire, and they scored immediately after that, and it was better. And a lot of chances both ways shorthanded. You look at the chance to Brusk had, Frederick, and Panthers had seems like the team that's been down a man has generated more offense in this game. So both penalty killing groups have been sharp and right where you want. Not right where you want, but Panthers down 1 goal going into this third, but playing better in the last 10 minutes of that second period. A little bit more juice and energy, especially from the Barkov line.
So the Panthers trailing Boston 2-1 through 2 periods of play. Coming up next as we get to our second intermission show, Jamison Olive is going to stop by, and he'll chat with Kevin Rogers, and after 40, they'll break down everything they've seen so far in this one. And then after that, the JetBlue Out-of-Town scoreboard, and that'll be followed by the world-famous former Twitter segment. Want to welcome all our listeners in, whether you're tuned in on 560 WQAM, our flagship down here in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. If you're tuned in on Real Radio 92.1 in the Palm Beaches, if you're tuned in on Real Radio 101.7 on the Treasure Coast, 100.3 Thunder Country in the Florida Keys, or if you're joining us elsewhere across North America on either the Panthers app or SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, we do a little thing called the world-famous former Twitter segment. You could tweet me at Doug Plagans, tweet Billy at Lindsay B. Hockey. We get to the tweets that we have time for coming up later on in our second intermission. 2-1. It's the Bruins over the Panthers through 2 periods of play. After 40 is next. Kevin Rogers will be joined by Jameson Olive from FloridaPanthers.com and the Territory Talk podcast. That is straight ahead. Kevin and Jameson break down everything they've seen so far in this one. 2-1 Bruins through 2 here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Metro Group Miami, corporate partner of the Florida Panthers. The home of Metro Signs and Metro Wraps has been South Florida's business choice for quality signs and graphics for over 34 years. No sign is too big or too small for the experts at Metro. They bring brands to life. Call them today, 954-983-6662, 954-983-6662. Visit MetroGroupMiami.com to learn what they can do for you. Metro Group Miami, your everything team.
We have some breaking news that you Panthers fans are going to want to hear. It's official. SeatGeek is now the official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. That's right, the deal is finalized and SeatGeek is the newest member of the Panthers family. If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it, because you'll be hearing it a lot more this season. SeatGeek, the new official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. Your ticket to great Panthers seats.
This is the sound of real people across Florida betting on sports. It's the sound of winning your bet, only on Hard Rock Bet. And if your first bet doesn't win, you get up to $100 back to try again. Hard Rock Bet is Florida's only legal sports book. Your home for betting hoops for any sport you choose. Download Hard Rock Bet now and get 2 shots at your first bet. Win, or you'll get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Florida Panthers fans, join the Territory. Become a season ticket Territory member today and celebrate the 30th anniversary of your Cats with us. Territory members receive exclusive access, unparalleled savings, and memorable experiences that last all season long. Join the Territory today and enjoy in-arena discounts, arena pre-sales, exclusive member gifts, and so much more. Visit FloridaPanthers.com/tickets for more info. Go Cats!
This is the Florida Panthers' second intermission report on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Time out after 42 periods in the books. Game 5 at Amerant Bank Arena. Bruins holding on to a 2-1 lead over the Panthers. Kevin Rogers and Jameson Olive of FloridaPanthers.com with you. Panthers up 3-1 in the series, looking to avoid a trip back to Boston for potential Game 6 on Friday night as we head to Amerant Bank Arena with Jameson Olive. And Jameson, so far, the Panthers, they got the tying goal from Sam Reinhart. We'll play that back in a few minutes. Charlie McAvoy with the go-ahead goal. And I guess before we get to the highlights, what were your thoughts on the non-goalie interference called on McAvoy's goal?
I think on a lot of nights that probably comes back for goalie interference, just given the contact in the crease. But given the controversy surrounding the other goalie interference call last game, I can see why Toronto probably thought maybe not this time to give that one for the Panthers. That's just kind of how it is. You know, hockey's, especially when it comes to goaltender interference, is not an exact science. So like I said, if that's game 73 in the regular season, it's probably coming back. But after what we saw last game with all the outcry publicly and the Bruins complaining a lot in the media, to see that happen right there, you kind of had a feeling the Panthers weren't going to get that one.
Yeah, Sergei Bobrovsky would have to be tackled by someone for them to probably take that one back. Let's look back at the goals from the first 2 periods. Morgan Geekie got Boston on the board back in the first, his 4th of the postseason at the 4:49 mark, giving the Bruins a 1-0 lead. We fast forward to the second period, a little more than 6 minutes in, and Sam Reinhart, as he was in a perfect position to beat Jeremy Swayman to tie things up at 1 apiece.
Forsling a shot, and Swayman knocks it away with the glove. Didn't hang on to it. Barkov, Tarasenko, right side along the boards, out the line. Ekblad, long shot, out in front, loose puck, batted it, and they score! Sam Reinhart on the doorstep, picked it up out in front. He's able to deposit that loose puck back behind Swayman, and the Panthers tie the game. 13:37 to go here in the second.
You know, when you saw that play unfolding in real time, Jameson, at least me, I don't know if you felt the same way, but Sam Reinhart, I felt like when it was right there, the puck was on his stick, that he was going to score. It just felt like he had that open net, or not an open net, but at least enough of a net to beat Swayman and tie things up.
Yeah, you saw it kind of going in slow motion, and you kind of had a feeling where that one was going. Like you said, once he got that puck on the stick, you knew he was going to bury that. That's where he's buried so many goals this year, maybe not having to work as hard for it there. I mean, he did a really good job overpowering that Bruins defender to at least get free and get that shot off. So hard-working goal there for Sam Reinhart, and a big goal at the time, obviously, for the Panthers to finally get rewarded. They had, at that point, they were really starting to push. They were coming off a nice PK, so even the score there felt pretty good.
And that goal for Reinhart is 5th of the postseason. Aaron Ekblad and Vladimir Tarasenko assisting, 6:23 into the second. They would tie things up at 1 apiece. And then later on, about 4 minutes later, it was time for Charlie McAvoy to break through, score his first playoff goal, and also give the Bruins back the lead.
Coyle on for Frederick. He's got a lane down to our left. Frederick to the far circle. Hands it back to the trailer Coyle. He'll drop it off, then a shot, and they score. And it's McAvoy upstairs, regaining the 1-goal lead for Boston. It's 2-1 Bruins with 9:35 to play in the second.
10:25 into the second. First playoff goal of this postseason for Charlie McAvoy. Charlie Coyle and Trent Frederick with the assist, giving Boston the 2-1 lead, and the Bruins still out shooting the Panthers, now 22-19. Sergei Bobrovsky, 20 saves for the Cats. Jeremy Swayman, 18 saves on 19 Panther shots, and Swayman made a lot of big saves there in the second period, Jameson.
Yeah, he did. But that being said, for the Panthers, I think really the only line that seems to have its legs right now is that top line. I mean, you look at expected goal share, they're at 83.22% at 5-on-5. Everyone else on this team, all three other lines, are below 32%. So that top line's been looking great every shift. They've been dangerous every shift. Now the Panthers just need the other three lines to find a way to wake up, get a spark here in the third period. And here we are, deja vu. The Panthers were down 2-1 last game. Going to the third period, they've of course scored 2 goals, won that game 3-2. So just need to replicate that. I think the Panthers bring that same effort they had in the second period. They're going to find a way to at least get the game-tying goal here in the third. First period, a little sleepy, didn't get the start they wanted, but that second period, despite a couple great looks for the Bruins, the Panthers I think still had more quality shots and probably deserved a couple goals. Like I said, a couple shots went wide, so we made a couple big saves. But overall, it kind of feels like the Panthers finding a way to maybe get play back in their favor here. They just got to find a way to come out here in the intermission and start right.
Jameson All, FloridaPanthers.com. Jameson, like I said to you in the Tampa series, thank you as always, but I hope not to talk to you Friday in Boston.
I would love that. I would love not talking to you, K-Raj. Thanks.
Jameson All, FloridaPanthers.com. Always great work. Game 6 potentially on Friday night. That if Boston can hold on tonight and win, if the Panthers come back, then no Game 6. The series will be over. The Panthers will win at 4-1, but still 1 period to go, and the Panthers trailing 2-1 after 2 periods of play. Before we step aside, let's pause for station identification across the Florida Panthers radio network.
The biggest names in the game.
Quickly in. Here's Giroux going to the net. Shoots one. He scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. KIS HD2 Boca Raton.
Coming up, we'll take a look at the JetBlue out-of-town scoreboard. Also, world-famous former Twitter segment. Get your tweets and X's in for Doug. He'll read them before the third period. Panthers trail the Bruins 2-1 after 2. Game 5 of this best-of-7 series with the Panthers up 3-1 right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Choose to see clearly. Stop getting foggy glasses while watching the game. No glasses, no contact lenses. Call Dr. Bosom, the Panthers eye surgeon at 954-442-1133. Plus, just by mentioning the Panthers, they'll give you $1,000 off your procedure, and they're offering 0% financing for 2 years. CorrectVision.com, the only eye center in South Florida to offer all 5 vision correction procedures. Be sure to schedule your free consultation. Call 954-442-1133 or visit CorrectVision.com.
Imagine a bank that lives for assists. One that sees their customers as part of a team with a common goal to achieve your dreams. Well, imagine that. There is one. We're Amerant. We're ready to help you wherever you are in life. And just as importantly, wherever you want to go. Because at Amerant, we want you to live a life beyond what you could imagine. Amerant, official bank of the Florida Panthers. Member FDIC.
More than 50,000 distracted driving crashes occurred last year in Florida. And And sadly, close to 300 people involved in those crashes never made it home. Distracted driving is dangerous driving. It puts everyone in danger. The text can wait. Put it down and focus on driving. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
This is the sound of real people across Florida betting on sports. It's the sound of winning your bet, only on Hard Rock Bet. And if your first bet doesn't win, you get up to $100 back to try again. Hard Rock Bet is Florida's only legal sports book. Your home for betting hoops for any sport you choose. Download Hard Rock Bet now and get 2 shots at your first bet. Win, or you'll get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Second intermission continues at Amerant Bank Arena. Panthers trail the Bruins 2-1. Kevin Rogers with you. Charlie McAvoy, the go-ahead goal for the Bruins. Sam Reinhart, the lone goal for the Panthers. Let's take a look now at the JetBlue out-of-town scoreboard. JetBlue, you above all, coming up within the hour up in Edmonton. It's the Oilers hosting the Canucks. Game 4 of that series. Vancouver up 2-1 after they won Game 3 in Edmonton. So the Oilers looking to even things up tonight. The other Western Conference second-round series can end tomorrow in Dallas. The Stars hosting the Avalanche. Dallas up 3-1. Stars 3 consecutive wins, including the last 2 in Denver. And Dallas looking for a spot in the Western Conference Final for a second straight season. And then on Thursday, Rangers looking for a closeout of the Hurricanes. It's right now it's their third opportunity. They were up 3-0. Carolina won Game 4 at home, Game 5 at Madison Square Garden, now Game 6 back in Raleigh. So Thursday night at 7 o'clock, Rangers looking to advance. Hurricanes trying to force a Game 7. Up next, it is the world-famous former Twitter segment. Get your tweets and X's in for Doug. He will read them up ahead before the third period. Panthers trail the Bruins 2-1 after 2. Game 5 of this best-of-7 series with the Panthers up 3-1 right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
Tabanero Hot Sauce is bringing the heat to the rink this game day, folks. As the official hot sauce of the Florida Panthers, enjoy Tabanero today at any concession stand at the Amerant Bank Arena. We've got it in every flavor: original, sweet and spicy, curry habanero, and extra hot. Their premium sauce blends are crafted right here in South Florida from all-natural, locally sourced ingredients. And the party doesn't have to stop after the stadium. Take Tabanero home with you by visiting your local Florida retail stores. Savor the flavor of Tabanero.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
We have some breaking news that you Panthers fans are going to want to hear. It's official. SeatGeek is now the official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. That's right, the deal is finalized and SeatGeek is the newest member of the Panthers family. If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it, because you'll be hearing it a lot more this season. SeatGeek, the new official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. Your ticket to great Panthers seats.
Game 5, 2-1 through 2 periods play. Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, Kevin Rogers with you. Let's get to the world-famous former Twitter segment. You can always tweet us during the second intermission at Doug Plagans, at Lindsay B. Hockey. Jeff in Boca first up. We've got Sean the Hawk tuned in tonight. Decker, Eastvale, California. Kevin, Escondido, California. Michelle tuned in from Calgary tonight. We've got Denise in Tennessee tuned in. Noah, North Miami Beach. Roy across the pond in Scotland. Luis in Bristol, Virginia. Jay in Ocala tonight. Gil in Houston on Sirius Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. We have Papa Bear in Pittsburgh tuned in. We've got Guru tuned in on Sirius XM from Palm City. We've got Ryan in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. Mr. Cirillo, Miss Mooney's 4th and 5th graders in West Boca tuned in tonight. Dustin tuned in this evening, synced up with the TV. Jason in New York is listening tonight. Anthony in Hialeah tuned in this evening on 560 WQAM. Special loan. Thank you to all the police, fire, medical personnel, military we have tuned in. Thanks for what you do. Thanks for making Panthers hockey a part of your night. We've got the Duty family tuned in. Kirby in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. Third period next. Panthers looking for one to tie. Down 2-1 in Game 5 on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
More than 50,000 distracted driving crashes occurred last year in Florida. And sadly, close to 300 people involved in those crashes never made it home. Distracted driving is dangerous driving. It puts everyone in danger. The text can wait. Put it down and focus on driving. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
Imagine a bank that lives for assists. One that sees their customers as part of a team with a common goal to achieve your dreams. Well, imagine that. There is one. We're Amerant. We're ready to help you wherever you are in life. And just as importantly, wherever you want to go. Because at Amerant, we want you to live a life beyond what you could imagine. Amerant, official bank of the Florida Panthers. Member FDIC.
Third period we go here in Game 5. Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, Kevin Rogers with you. A 2-1 Boston lead over the Panthers. Panthers trailed Game 4 2-1 after 2, so they'll look to complete the comeback here once again, but there's going to be an icing call against the Panthers early on. 10 seconds off the clock here in the third as Montour sent at the length of the ice. So 2-1, Boston in front of the Panthers. The Bruins are trying to extend the series to a Game 6. That would be Friday night in Boston. The Panthers are trying to punch a ticket to the Eastern Conference Final for the second straight year.
And they've been led here lately by Reinhart, Barkov, and Tarasenko. That line's been humming.
Played out front by Bobrovsky, tapped at by Pasternak. Save Bobrovsky's side of the net then. It's Geekie protecting the puck as he's got Lundell on him. Lundell gives him a shove. Geekie able to get a pass off. Lindholm out to the center point for McAvoy. Long shot into traffic. Tapped wide by Geekie, who I believe got a stick on that. The Panthers able to weather the storm. Rodriguez gets it out of the zone down to our left.
Off an icing again, and they were able to win an offensive zone draw, and a very dangerous deflection in front by Pasternak. Almost found its way upstairs.
And the puck played down to our right, inside the Panthers zone. Here's Gus Forsling, the puck carrier, walks it along. Ekblad to center. Off to the right side, he'll dump it in. Down and around the end boards, handled by Wotherspoon behind the net, over the far corner of the Boston zone. Hands one on for Coyle. Charlie Coyle up the far side. He'll dump one into the Panthers here. Onto the end wall, then Forsling wraps it up the far side. Tarasenko there. Tarasenko across. Reinhart hands it on. Barkov, it never got to him. Wotherspoon cut it off. Plays it up to the neutral zone. Tarasenko the takeaway across to Reinhart. Waits for Barkov to get on side. Reinhart right side. Nifty move. Right circle cuts out front. Shot save made by Swayman. And he will cover that up after he took it off the chest protector. 18:40 left in the third period. 2-1 Boston over the Panthers in this one. Panthers knocking on the door there, and it's that line you pointed to already.
And a really good job just waiting for everyone to get on side. It was Reinhart who held on to it, and everyone got on side, and then he was able to dance right around everyone and find his way in front. And you don't play the body in this series, you can get burned.
Reinhart looking for his second of the game there.
Reinhart.
And off the draw, a Panther taken down. It was Bennett knocked to the ice by McAvoy, and a penalty's upcoming here.
Could be high sticking against McAvoy right off the face-off, and see if it's 2 minutes or 4 minutes against McAvoy.
1:23 off the clock in the third. 2-1 Boston. A Panthers power play.
Boston penalty, number 73. 2-minute minor for roughing.
So a roughing call against McAvoy.
Excuse me, I thought it was high sticking. Could have been high sticking, could have been roughing, but he went high to the head area. Bennett right off the face-off. Another undisciplined penalty by Boston.
So a Panthers power play presented by Seminole Casino, Coconut Creek. Panthers are 0 for 2 on the power play in the game. Barkov on for the offensive end draw. The top unit on for the Panthers, and the Panthers control. Montour across for the pass. Angles off the skate of Sam Reinhart and all the way down to our right. So a tough bounce there for the Panthers, and they'll have to restart from their own zone. So 15 seconds have ticked away here on the man advantage as Reinhart walks it along, gives to Barkov to his left. Through center, here's Barkov. Lost control, got it back. Barkov swerves back to his own end, across for Montour. 18-12 left here in the third. 2-1. It's Boston in front of the Panthers. Montour drops it back. Barkov across center ice. Reinhart guides it in. Down and around the end boards. Barkov crashing against Carlo. It's picked up by Verhaeghe. Winds it around. Far side. Tkachuk puts it to the net. Save Swayman through traffic. And he will hold that. Offensive end draw coming up for the Panthers here as we've gone 2 minutes, 6 seconds here in the third period. 2-1. It's the Boston Bruins in front of the Panthers in Game 5. 1:17 left in the McAvoy penalty.
Rough for the Panthers there on that. They win the opening faceoff and they try and throw it across ice. It goes off Montour's skate. Leads to a clear, and then Barkov tried to dump the puck in and just stand on it. A couple of miscues on the power play for the Panthers.
Off the draw, the Panthers have it. Tkachuk, Verhaeghe, center point. Looks off to Montour. Poke checked away. And a race down to our right as Zach as the puck carrier walks in. Shot save made by Bobrovsky. He knocked that away. Then back come the Panthers quickly. Verhaeghe. Now to Reinhart. Down to our left. It's Swayman leaving it behind the net for Wotherspoon. He's met by a couple of Panthers. Barkov near side. Reinhart out toward the point. Sent back down low by Verhaeghe. Around far corner, Barkov. He tried to pass, but the Bruins failed to clear after they took it away. A shot, Verhaeghe right side, save made by Swayman. And the puck picked up and cleared by Peak.
Second shorthanded breakaway for Boston. Zaka this time down that left wing, and Bobrovsky way out of his net to challenge.
Now Verhaeghe dumps one into the offensive end. 34 seconds on the power play for the Panthers here. DeBrusk far side. He's going to launch one high in the air all the way down to our right over everybody. And Bobrovsky will leave it behind the Panthers' net. Brandon Montour back for this one. Montour dropped it back. Here's Sam Bennett. Bennett up the ice, looks right. In go the Panthers. Rodriguez, Lundell on the wing. Lundell right circle. He was bumped into and taken off the puck as it was a hard shot delivered by Lindholm, and the Bruins get a clear afterwards. So down to the final seconds now of the power play. Again, the Bruins pretty efficient during that penalty kill. The puck dumped in down to our left by Rodriguez around the end boards. Forsling has it. A shot as we're back to 5-on-5. It's blocked. Ekblad right point. He'll hand it down to the far circle. Bennett tried to settle it down. Panthers have to reset in the neutral zone. It's given to Forsling and sent down to our left. Lorei for Boston behind the net. 16:20 left in the third. 2-1 Bruins here. Lorei to Peak. Up the near side, Peak. He'll walk it in, down to the near corner. Takes a look around, off to the far corner then, up top. This one held by Lorei, then a shot from Peak. Save made by Bobrovsky, and he is going to cover that. 16:05 to go in the third period. 2-1. It's Boston in front. Coming up on our final 15 minutes of regulation time, which as always are presented by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more in your car insurance.
Both power plays tonight have not looked very sharp. Penalty killers have done their jobs.
Yep.
Another chance. Zaka the other way. And
if you like penalty killing, this has been a game for you.
Yeah. The chances shorthanded have probably outweighed the chances that either team have had on the power play.
Well, the penalty kills are combined 5 for 5 in the game. The Bruins are 3 for 3. The Panthers are 2 for 2. Face off far circle down to our right.
And you got the Barkov line out there, and Maroon's on the ice. And
Maroon, it's only his 9th shift.
Pasternak out there again. Every offensive zone draw that they get, no matter what line it is, it seems like Pasternak is going to come on the ice for some extra ice time.
Face off far circle down to our right. In the Panthers zone off the draw. It goes out to Pasternak across for McAvoy. Long shot tipped in front, and that one wide. May have actually been Maroon who got a stick on that. He is crafty on the puck out in front of the net. Now here on the near side, Pasternak dangles his way to the front of the goal. Can't get his shot away. Now to the line, Wotherspoon puts it into the near circle. Ekblad stops it up. Tarasenko across to an open Forsling. Through center, looks right. Panthers cruising in. It's punched toward the net by Reinhart. Couldn't get it through. Back come the Bruins quickly. It's Maroon across center ice. In over the offensive line for Boston. Tiki on the right side. Down to Maroon. Trying to thread it out front. And that one off Reinhart. The Panthers will regather possession. Ekblad drops it back. Forsling, 15:25 to go in the third. 2-1 Boston. The Panthers trying to end this series tonight. Boston trying to extend it to a Game 6 on Friday. Pass up the ice. Ekman-Larsson. Rodriguez swerves back to his own line. Panthers right to left. Bruins left to right. Here in this third period, Anton Lundell, right wing side for the Panthers. Down to the end boards. Luostarinen has it. Luostarinen to Rodriguez. Near point Ekman-Larsson across for Kulikov. Kulikov down to the corner. That's stopped up by Lindholm. Fails to clear. Kulikov rips it back down low. Grabbed by Lindholm. And this time he is going to get it out for Boston. It went off Kulikov's skate, I believe, and into the bench area. 14:53 left in the third. 2-1. It's the Bruins in front of the Panthers here in Game 5. Panthers lead the series 3-1.
And the Panthers, the tempo, and look when they get an opportunity with their defensemen. Forsling, Ekman-Larsson, Montour. They get a chance down deep to try and join the rush, get that extra attacker up on any rush chance that becomes available.
Stenlund a face-off win. Kulikov across for Ekman-Larsson. He'll send one down to our left. Around on Akaram. It's Lindholm. Behind the net peak to Maroon. Jamdak got it out for Boston. Down to our right. A foot race for this one is Stenlund and Beecher.
Icing.
Tie up an icing call against Boston. And a face-off coming up down to our left in the offensive end for the Panthers. And it looks like it's going to be the Bennett, Tkachuk, Verhaeghe line back on for Paul Maurice.
Now you have an opportunity. Icing fourth line on the ice for Boston, and you get your top personnel out there. This is a mismatch that you're looking for if you're the Panthers. Important to try and win this face-off. Bennett can't take draws, so Carter Verhaeghe's going to lean in there. Normally Bennett would take face-offs, but because of the bad hand, Verhaeghe's forced to take the face-offs.
Clean win, Verhaeghe back to the line. Montour holds across. Bennett locked and loaded, shot deflecting, and that one up and into the protective mesh for a stoppage. 14:31 left in the third. 2-1. It's Boston in front.
Verhaeghe able to win that draw clean.
He's been good in the circle when called upon.
Paul Maurice was talking about that, and he has full confidence in Verhaeghe taking face-offs.
14:31 left in the third period.
That puck into the netting allows Boston to change their lines, get the right personnel that they want on the ice.
And the Panthers make a swap as well. Clean face-off win. Evan Rodriguez out to the right point. It's Montour. Down to the end boards. McAvoy pounds it off to the near side. Couldn't get it to Coyle. Another try for McAvoy. This time he's just going to flutter one out to the neutral zone. And that'll back Brandon Montour inside the Panthers zone. Near side for Mikkola. Up the near wing for Luostarinen. Head to Luostarinen across center. He'll dump it in down to our left. Swayman slows it behind the net. Rodriguez in after it, but then he was canceled out immediately. And now the puck pushed off to the near side by Frederick. Coyle on it. He's bumped by Rodriguez. Puck dropped off behind the net. Played up the far side by Lindholm. Bruins on the move. Coyle takes a cross-ice feed, and he'll roll one down to our right deep into the Panthers zone. On the end wall, Anton Lundell wins a battle for it. He'll play it off to the right side for Evan Rodriguez. Through neutral ice, dumped into the offensive end. Near side, Luostarinen there against Carlo, but Carlo plays it around. Far side, Wotherspoon. Off the short glass, got it out. Ekblad around center, has it for the Panthers. He'll hand this one on for Tkachuk. Cross ice to Forsling. Forsling backpedals inside his own line. Panthers in red, right to left. Bruins in white, left to right. 13:28 left in the third. Panthers needing one to tie. Up the near side, a pass to Bennett. They say it went a little far for him. I thought maybe it glanced off his stick, but I guess at ice level they said it didn't. Icing call against the Panthers here with 13:24 left in the third. A 2-1 Boston lead in Game 5.
Seen a multitude of icings in this game. A lot more than we've seen in recent games, and Boston going back into that 1-3-1, 1-2-1, whatever you want to call it. Trapping system through the middle of the ice. A lot more here in this third period.
Puck played up the near side. Peak held it in. Got it to Geekie. Geekie to the right circle. Rolls it out front. Pasternak taken down. And we play on as it was Verhaeghe who bumped Pasternak to the ice during that puck battle. Here on the near side, Forsling walks it ahead, and he'll work one into the neutral zone. It's Tkachuk, Verhaeghe, Tkachuk right side, waits for a trailer, hands it off. A shot from the far circle from Ekblad high. Lively inboard bounce. Verhaeghe kept it alive. Out to the line. It's whipped back down low by Tkachuk.
That should be a dive, too, if you want to call it. There's interference there. Kind of easy. Penalty against Ekblad.
I think they are taking them both here, Billy.
It should be, if they call embellishment against Lundell, that seemed pretty clear.
betting on sports. It's the sound of winning your bet, only on Hard Rock Bet. And if your first bet doesn't win, you get up to $100 back to try again. Hard Rock Bet is Florida's only legal sports book. Your home for betting hoops for any sport you choose. Download Hard Rock Bet now and get 2 shots at your first bet. Win, or you'll get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Get the most important woman in your life a 5-carat certified colorless tennis bracelet for $1,650. Set in 14-karat gold. Founded by a family of diamond experts for 3 generations. CleanOrigin.com offers hard-to-beat pricing for lab-grown diamonds. Get 10% off when you use code RADIO10 at CleanOrigin.com or one of our 6 store locations.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Welcome you back inside Amaranth Bank Arena here at Sunrise. 12:49 to go in the third. 2-1 the Bruins leading Game 5. And Aaron Ekblad off for 2 minutes as a result of an infraction at the end of that last sequence. Slashy was the call.
Slashing on the hands, and thought it was in the facial region. Pasternak snapped his head back, but nonetheless, Panthers got to kill a penalty here.
And they've been good in this department. Both penalty kill units have been really good tonight. Puck play down to our left. Third power play for Boston. Panthers getting a clear. And now McAvoy walks it along. He'll drop this one back. It's Coyle. Coyle left to right across your radio. Across center he goes. Banks it off the far board. Stays with it, does Coyle. He'll hand it over far side. And then DeBrusk runs it down. Out to the line for McAvoy. Across to the near side, Pasternak. Down through the near circle. Van Riemsdyk back up high for Pasternak. Down to the corner for Van Riemsdyk. Threads it toward Coyle. He had it for a split second before he's shouldered by Eetu Luostarinen. Battle here on the near side. Dmitry Kulikov got there first. He's able to send it between the point men and all the way down to our left. We've gone 8 minutes here in this third period. 2-1 Boston.
If you see the backs attack, and that's been the Panthers, every time you've seen the back of a Boston on the power play, they just go right after them.
Pasternak in offensively, dropped it to Coyle, who lost it at the line. Reinhardt able to get in there against him, and that'll back the Bruins back to their own line. McAvoy with it, 54 seconds on the Boston power play. Pasternak up to center, pass left wing side, Geekie. In for Boston, had it poke checked away. Niko Mikkola got it away from the front of the net, but it's held in by Geekie. Down behind the goal. Battle for the loose puck there. It's kept to the outside. Played down low. Zaka in front. A shot in to save Bobrovsky on Geekie and close. May have glanced off the side of the net as well. Montour rattles it off the short glass. Got it out. Down to our left it rolls. 27 seconds left in the Bruins power play. 11-13 to go in the third. 2-1 Boston.
Geekie all alone in front, and it catches an outside of the post, but Bobrovsky pushed off really hard to cut down the angle.
Now the play broken up the line. Forsling got a stick in there, and now the Bruins try to get something out of the last 10 seconds of this power play. Kevin Stenlund is going to make sure that can't happen. He'll drop it back into the Panthers zone. Kulikov, Forsling near side, angled along by Luostarinen over the Boston line. Lohrei sends it back along. Ekblad out of the box, back to 5-on-5. The Panthers are 3 for 3 on the penalty kill tonight. 10:40 to go in the third. 2-1 Boston. So back to 5-on-5 hockey, and the Panthers will get back to business trying to get this game tied up. Up the far side goes Mikkola. Rolls it along the far wall. Play disrupted at the line. Lindholm sends it back out towards center. Bennett intercepts, and he'll drop it inside the Bruins zone. Lauko there. He'll clear. Pat Maroon's going to try and run this thing down far side of the ice, and then he forgot to take the puck with him. Tkachuk clubbed it away. Cross ice to Bennett, and it's played over the Boston line down to our left. Lindholm on to Maroon. Maroon dumps it to our right, deep into the Panthers zone. And back behind the net, it's Ekman-Larsson. Hands to Ekblad. Straight on for Rodriguez. Redirects it to our left, deep into Boston territory. Wotherspoon on it. Off the glass far side, got it out. Forsling backpedaling into his own end. 9:51 to go in the third. 2-1 Bruins. Lundell up the right side. Nifty move to get some separation. Long shot blocked away by Swayman. Here on the near side, Rodriguez holding it in. Whipped it toward the front of the net. Couldn't sneak it through. And it's intercepted and cleared by Beecher. Now Ekblad back in his own end. Across to Forsling near side. Up the wing for Rodriguez. They say that glanced off something. No icing here as Lundell's in after it. Far side, Luostarinen backs out the line. Nifty cross-ice feed. Montour drive. It's blocked in. The puck ricochets across the ice. Rodriguez and Geeky tie up. Boston can't get it clear. Now it's Wotherspoon trying to clear, and he will get it to center. Nico Mikkola wrists it back in. The Panthers get onside. They get a change as well as the Bruins bring it along. A pass up the near side from Wotherspoon, missed the mark, and Mikkola flings it back in on Swayman, who sees pressure coming from Kyle Oposo, and Swayman leans out to smother it. 8:59 to go in the third period, 2-1. It's the Boston Bruins in front of the Panthers here in Game 5, and with that, we will take our second media timeout here in period number 3. So with that, we will step aside, we'll come back. Panthers looking for one to tie here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Barriers. I'm all about breaking them. Hi, it's Luis Fonsi, international recording artist and South Florida resident. When it comes to creating music, I love mixing different musical styles and creating something new and unexpected. Ford builds SUVs and trucks the same way, breaking barriers with what you expect. Ford delivers strength, capability, and mixes in a level of comfort and style that's new, exciting, and perfect for South Florida. Visit your local Ford dealer today to get a great deal on a new Ford SUV or truck.
Metro Group Miami, corporate partner of the Florida Panthers. The home of Metro Signs and Metro Wraps has been South Florida's business choice for quality signs and graphics for over 34 years. No sign is too big or too small for the experts at Metro. They bring brands to life. Call them today, 954-983-6662, 954-983-6662. Visit MetroGroupMiami.com to learn what they can do for you. Metro Group Miami, your everything team.
More than 50,000 distracted driving crashes occurred last year in Florida. And sadly, close to 300 people involved in those crashes never made it home. Distracted driving is dangerous driving. It puts everyone in danger. The text can wait. Put it down and focus on driving. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
8:59 to go here in the third period. 2-1. It's Boston over the Panthers in Game 5. The Panthers trying to end this series tonight, move on to the Eastern Conference Final for the second straight season. The Bruins, though, they're trying to force a Game 6 back at TD Garden on Friday. Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, Kevin Rogers with you. Manny Chang is our on-site engineer. Trevor Harris back in studio control. Face off near circle down to our left. It's Anton Lundell on for the draw against Coyle, and Coyle got it back to the corner, clubbed along by Peak, and he clears for Boston. Down to our right, shallow part of the Panthers in. Montour banks it far side, has Luostarinen. He'll hand it to Lundell. In over the offensive line, Anton Lundell gave it to Evan Rodriguez. He's shouldered by Danton Heinen, and back along come the Bruins. Up the ice goes Coyle. He lost the puck at the Panthers line, able to get it back is Charlie Coyle across the ice, and a play disrupted by Montour. He'll
too many
to
men
the
on the ice.
He's
too many
down.
men. They got too many men on the ice.
They could get a too many men or a trip, either one, whichever they want there.
This is easy 6. There's miscommunication. Stayed on the ice. This time there is definitely 6 men on the ice. There's no sugarcoating it. They were going for a line change.
Boston's got a bench liner. Too many men on the ice.
It was Andrew Peak that was going to the bench.
So 8:32 left in the third. Panthers going to their fourth power play of the night, presented by Seminole Casino Coconut Creek. 2-1 Bruins. Panthers trying to get this thing tied up.
Andrew Peak was going to the bench. Lindholm jumped for him, and all of a sudden the puck came to Peak and decided to play it, but it was too late at that moment, and that one pretty easy call for the officials. That is a textbook definition of too many men on the ice.
Well, you've noticed it, Billy, tonight, whether it's aggressiveness, carelessness, whatever it is. You said that it's been a little sloppy and a little bit free-flowing over there by the bench.
Yeah.
Face-off near circle, not the first time you've noticed that tonight. And they get him that time, so a minor penalty against Boston. Here's Reinhart near side. Along the boards, Panthers in the offensive end. Verhaeghe around, far boards, Tkachuk. Out to the line, Montour, Tkachuk. Back out to Montour, straight on. Montour has it, right point, down low. Barkov back out to Montour at the line, straight on, long wrist shot, and that one rockets away from the front of the goal, hit a body, and Zacha will clear.
That is the third too many men on the ice penalty for Boston in this series.
Verhaeghe, near side, down to the corner. Tkachuk, Reinhart, left side, back out toward the point. Montour drive, kick, save, swing, and a rebound, and it's wired wide by Reinhart, and that'll carry him around, and it leaves the zone.
Big, juicy rebound comes right on the stick of the player you want, Reinhart, and the sights weren't set.
Now Montour drops it back. Barkov right to left across your radio. 1:09 in the Panthers power play. Verhaeghe left side. Down to Barkov in the corner. He'll power it down low. Barkov here on the near side. 2 Bruins on him. Puck squirts free, and DeBrusk able to clear. Bobrovsky will tap it along quickly to Tkachuk. On to Reinhart. That's center ice. He'll head down to our left. Reinhart to Tkachuk. Now it's Verhaeghe. Near circle, Verhaeghe down to the corner. Looks out front. Shot right circle, and it's wide from Reinhart. Around on a carom. It leaves the zone. 7:10 to go in the third. 37 seconds to go, and the penalty being served by Geekie.
When you miss the net, you kill valuable seconds. Twice Reinhart's missed the net, and it's cleared the zone.
Bennett dumps it in. Lundell far corner. That's taken away and clubbed all the way down quickly by the Bruins, Danton Heinen. Bobrovsky leaves it behind the net. Ekman Larson darts along in a hurry. Now it's Rodriguez to Bennett, left side Tarasenko, and they get the Panthers for an offside call there. 6:46 to go in the third, 2-1. It's the Boston Bruins in front, 14 seconds left, in the too many men penalty being served by Morgan Geekie.
6 power play goals the last 3 games for the Panthers. Just has not generated much. He had that big slap shot by Montour, and the rebound that came on the stick of Reinhart was the best scoring chance. And now only 14 seconds remaining on this latest power play for the Panthers.
Face off near side, just to our left of center. Anton Lundell wins it back, and Ekblad has it. Ekblad will rip it in. Around on a carom, far side. Hampus Lindholm out to the line, kept in by Ekblad. Right side, it's Lundell. Anton Lundell to the corner. Takes a look around the offensive end, into the right circle. Threads hit down low. Bennett in front of Rodriguez. Bennett whacking away. It's loose side of the net. Swayman pounces on it. And that will draw the sequence to a halt, and we get back to 5-on-5 hockey as well. Boston now 4 for 4 on the kill in tonight's game. 6:26 left in the third, 2-1 Bruins.
Both penalty killing groups have looked sharp. Blocking shots, getting in lanes when they've had to, but for the most part, there's been lack of execution on both sides.
Well, after the way the first 3 games ended, we had a close game 4. Panthers came out in front 3-2, and now we've got a tight one in game 5 as well. Panthers trying to get this thing tied up. Here's Forsling, a shot blocked. Ekblad, a drive from the line wide. Far side, turned toward the net by Luostarinen, and that missed wide. Rims around to the point. Forsling hammers it back down low. Back behind the net. Luostarinen, a check on his man behind the goal. That was Beecher. The Bruins don't clear. And Ekblad taken down in the corner. Fans wanted a call, not going to get one there, as now the puck is sent out of play. And with 6:04 to go in the third, a 2-1 Boston lead. We'll have another draw coming up inside Bruins territory.
Been a bit of an adventure in his own end for the rookie Beecher a couple of times tonight. Good player, though.
Yep.
He's going to come along. He's going to be one of those guys that's going to be a valuable piece down the middle. He's really good in the faceoff circle. Was one of the best during the course of the regular season. And Jim Montgomery trusts him in valuable situations to take important faceoffs.
Between guys like Beecher, Lohrei, Brazo, Matthew Patra, who made an impact early in the season. Changing of the guard there in Boston. They've got some good guys on the way.
Another one of those University of Michigan products is Beecher.
He's a teammate of Mackie Samoskevich of the Panthers for one season at the University of Michigan. Puck's played all the way down to our right. 5:48 left in the third. The Panthers bring it out quickly here. Montour sends it up to the Boston line, gloved along by Hampus Lindholm, and that'll back the Panthers back into their own end once again. Mikkola around for Montour, far side. Panthers trying to get it out of their own zone here as it's sent on by Mikkola. Right side, Tarasenko snaps it to center. Barkov, left side, Reinhart. Reinhart to the circle, back out front, and that pass between Barkov and Tarasenko. Tarasenko on a bounce out to the line. Ekblad out of the near corner. Reinhart out to the point. It's Forsling. Forsling, Ekblad, right point. Ekblad, long shot, and it's off the inboards just wide. Through traffic, not sure Swayman ever saw it. Now here on the near boards, Reinhart. He's tied up by Brazo. Brought out to center by Zaka. Give it to Brazo. He has a lane right side. Brazo in. A shot. He zipped it wide. And that's going to deflect up and out of play with 4:59 left in the third. 2-1 Boston in front. We'll bring it back for the rest of the third period next. Panthers looking for one to tie here in Game 5. Back with more straight ahead on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Imagine a bank that lives for assists. One that sees their customers as part of a team with a common goal to achieve your dreams. Well, imagine that. There is one. We're Amerant. We're ready to help you wherever you are in life. And just as importantly, wherever you want to go. Because at Amerant, we want you to live a life beyond what you could imagine. Amerant, official bank of the Florida Panthers. Member FDIC.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the All-Pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
Metro Group Miami, corporate partner of the Florida Panthers. The home of Metro Signs and Metro Wraps has been South Florida's business choice for quality signs and graphics for over 34 years. No sign is too big or too small for the experts at Metro. They bring brands to life. Call them today, 954-983-6662, 954-983-6662. Visit MetroGroupMiami.com to learn what they can do for you. Metro Group Miami, your everything team.
4:59 to play here in this third period of Game 5. Boston leading the game 2-1. No scoring here in the third period. Panthers lead the series 3-1. The Panthers would love to get this thing closed out tonight. A little bit of work to do late, though. Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, Kevin Rogers with you. Face-off coming near circle down to our right. Anton Lundell will lean in against Morgan Geekie. It was Geekie who opened the scoring in this game back in period number 1. Face-off win for Geekie. DeBrusk across. Hampus Lindholm left point. He'll send it down and off the end boards. Lively bounce out front. Whacked at. Pushed wide by Pasternak. And the Panthers will start out of their own end. Right to left across your radio. Here's Forsling. Some open ice. Into the offensive end. Forsling left circle. A shot. And Swayman reels it in with the glove hand. And with 4:43 left in the third period, 2-1. Boston out in front. Face-off coming inside the Bruins zone.
That glove hand for Swayman has been much more reliable than it was in the start of the game and early in that second period.
They had some close calls earlier.
And they're starting to get it, find its way.
Shots even at 26 tonight. At one point, Boston, I believe their biggest disparity was a 14-4 lead in the shots on net. Even now. Ekman-Larsson across. It's Montour sending it down wide. Around on a Karam. Ekman-Larsson to the corner. Verhaeghe over to the far corner. Barkov there. Up top, it's Montour. Right side, Barkov. It rolls down behind the net. Wotherspoon cuts it off of the Bruins. He'll take it off to the far side of the ice. Skies it out to center. And Montour keeps it in front of him. Bounced it to Reinhart. Then he hands it on for Verhaeghe. Up the near side, Ekman-Larsson to Barkov. In over the offensive line. Barkov tied up. Reinhart scoops a backhand down to the corner. Wotherspoon there. Verhaeghe right there behind him. Up the far side for Dan Heinen. And he'll pop it out of the zone.
Boston now just content to chip everything out, chip everything in, and go back into that shell.
Ekman-Larsson down to our left, back behind the net. Wotherspoon up the near boards. Charlie Coyle. Coyle floats it along, and it takes a bounce to Pasternak, who wires one on net quickly from the line. Bobrovsky the save, and then it was taken away by DeBrusk. DeBrusk back behind the Panthers net off to the far corner. 3:44 to go in regulation time. Panthers down 1. Long shot from the line from Hampus Lindholm is blocked. Picked up by Tkachuk, and he'll fire it to the neutral zone. Kicked away by Hampus Lindholm before it could get to the Panther out there around center. Now the Panthers try to bring it ahead quickly. Pasternak alone in front off a takeaway, and Bobrovsky got a piece of it. It's kicked off to the side of the net. Bobrovsky looking for it, and he will cover. 3:23 left in the third period, and the Bruins nearly getting a 2-goal lead for the first time tonight, but Sergei Bobrovsky stands his ground.
All started on the dump in. Bobrovsky had it in his glove, went to play it, thought he had all kinds of time, and he was not aware that DeBrusk was coming down hard on his backside. He dropped it down. DeBrusco was able to gain control of the puck, and then the Panthers tried to clear, and they poke check it back in the middle of the ice to a waiting Pasternak, who's all alone in front, and he dusted it off a couple of times, tried to go 5-hole, got it between the 5-hole, and squeaked out the other side. They push it back in front, and finally Bobrovsky able to hold it for the faceoff.
It's on Lundell, leans in against Zaka. The Bruins control, long shot from the line, pushed away by Bobrovsky, and out come the Panthers in a hurry. Up the right side, it's Rodriguez. 3:15 to go in the third period. 2-1 Boston late. On a Karam, the whistle blows. I think that may have hit the mesh. Yeah. So a stoppage. 3:11 left in the third. 2-1 Boston here in Game 5. Panthers trying to knot this thing up. The Panthers lead the series 3-1. Game 6, if necessary, would be Friday in Boston, but the Panthers trying to prevent that trip up to the Northeast.
Now as the game clicks down, you got to figure out what time. If it score holds, you want to get Bobrovsky to the bench. They got the top guys on the ice at this very moment, which leads me to believe. Now we'll wait. No, Kachuk's not out there. Yeah, Kachuk comes out with Barkov and Reinhart.
Ekblad and Forsling defensively. Bruins control the draw.
This leads me to believe if they get it in the offensive zone, Bobrovsky might be coming to the bench.
The Bruins play it in. And it looks like it's going to be an icing call. So a face-off coming down to our left. Now we keep an eye on Bobrovsky. And
the way that
he is heading to the bench.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. That's the setup. They had the top players on the ice, and normally with that rotation, with 3 minutes on the clock, you're not going to waste a shift and try and tire out your top players without getting your goaltender to the bench. Roll of the dice early for Paul Maurice and the coaching staff.
3:05 to go here in this third period. 2-1 Boston. Panthers are good in this situation. Barkov, Reinhart, Kachuk, Tarasenko, Verhaeghe, and Montour on. Clean face-off win, Barkov, Verhaeghe, Reinhart, a drive. It's blocked, and the puck picked up and fired out of the zone by McAvoy down to our right. That glanced off a stick on the way, so no icing here as Verhaeghe will be the one back to pick it up. He darts along. 2:50 to go in regulation time. Verhaeghe swings it in. Down behind the Bruins net, Carlo on it. Slips it up the near boards, off Barkov, can't clear. Kachuk down behind the net and around to the far corner. Hustling in his Montour. To the corner, Tarasenko. Behind the net, it's Kachuk. Looks over. Tarasenko in the corner. Kachuk then. Off the short glass out to the far point, Verhaeghe. Sends it down behind the net, Matthew Kachuk. Over to the far corner, it's Barkov. Barkov there. Coyle against him. Down in the far corner then. It's sent around. Montour near side. And dumped to the ice along the boards. Tarasenko. Reinhart kept it in. Reinhart across. Big drive, Verhaeghe. Off to the far circle. Then it's Barkov on it. Looks out to Verhaeghe. Top of the right circle. A shot. And that one off the leg out front. Montour. Tarasenko side of the net. Front of the goal. This one hops out to the high slot. Verhaeghe a shot into traffic. Loose. Backhanded on net. And a save. Swayman on Montour. Between the legs. Backhand that almost fooled the Boston goaltender. Swayman makes the save and covers with 2:02 left in the third. It stays 2-1 Bruins.
Montour all the way down from his point position, and he's able to get a lot on it as he just swung around and a backhander right between the legs with some heat. Swayman able to make the save. That had a lot on it for a backhander when you're facing the other way. Montour was facing directly towards the Panthers' end, and it came right between his legs and swatted at it, and Swayman had to be alert. Panthers call their timeout. Paul Maurice going to rest his guys, try and draw up a play.
So that top unit's going to take a seat on the bench to catch a breather here. And Montour whipping it down there, Billy. There was a lot going on in front of Swayman, so it's kind of whipping the puck into chaos and hoping that at very least you create a bounce of some kind. But Swayman was able to somehow see it all the way and cover up.
They got the bounce they wanted, and they stick him Montour. And dangerous play right in the slot.
And I think everybody on the ice probably thinking he's going to angle that back out to the point because of how he was positioned. He's a crafty player, Brandon Montour.
He was facing all the way down directly towards the Panthers' goal. Panthers have been much better in the faceoff circle as this game has trickled on. Only 40% in the first period. And
overall tonight, the Panthers 52% to 48% for Boston.
Yeah, they got dominated in the first two periods and much better here in the last couple of periods.
Same unit stays on for the Panthers. Net empty down to our right. Panthers with the 6-on-5 advantage with the goaltender pulled. 2:02 left in the third. 2-1 Boston. Panthers trying to get this thing knotted at 2. Puck played around near side. McAvoy, he's able to bounce one into the neutral zone. Still 1:54 to go. Reinhart to Montour, dumped in. Around on a Karam, Verhaeghe. Whacks at it, can't get it deep. McAvoy pushed it out to the neutral zone. Montour back for this one, got it to Reinhart. Reinhart back at his own blue line. Right side, Barkov able to angle it down to our left. Swayman back behind the net, the Boston goaltender. He'll swing it to the corner. Reinhart pounds it down low. Around on a Karam, here's Verhaeghe near side. Verhaeghe back around the end boards. Lindholm, a slice at it. Got it out to the line, not out of the zone. Panthers hold it in. Montour whipped it to the front of the net. It was picked off and cleared, and Barkov has it at center. Still 1:21 to play here in this third period of action. Here's Barkov out across center. Heads in offensively. Barkov near side of the circle. Barkov a shot blockered away by Swayman. Over to the far corner then. Up the boards. Heinen didn't clear. Whipped down low into the near corner by Verhaeghe. Tkachuk around. Far side Verhaeghe. Out to Montour. Big one-timer and it deflects wide. Over to the far corner then. Hampus Lindholm. No stick. Can't get it clear. Danton Heinen over on the far side. Doesn't clear. Still loose. Some pressure. Far boards. And the Bruins get a clear this time from Pasternak. It goes all the way down to our right. Going to be an icing. Going to be a lot of time on the clock here. 48.4 left in the third period. 2-1 Boston. And the decision to make now is who do you keep on the ice? Who do you swap out?
Boston knows they cannot swap out anyone, and they are dusted. Everyone leaning over their sticks. They've been out there for a prolonged period of time.
They're going to get a fresh Anton Lundell on in place of Tarasenko. I think that's going to be the only change here on the Panthers group. Face-off near circle down to our left. Barkov will take the draw against Coyle. 48.4 seconds left in the third. 2-1 Bruins. And Barkov wins it. Reinhart a shot. It's blocked, and the Bruins pop it out beyond the line. Coyle was able to nudge it out to neutral ice, and now Barkov will dump it back in. Around on a Karam, far side. Carlo couldn't clear. Into the far circle then. It's handled by Lindholm, and he's going to slide this one casually across center so he doesn't ice it. Now it's Verhaeghe up the far side. Reinhart poked it into the offensive end. Wotherspoon, he's able to get it clear all the way down. But that is going to be an icing. So hustling back is Verhaeghe. 20.2 seconds left in the third. 2-1. Boston in front. So 20.2 seconds away from knowing if the Panthers will extend this game or the Bruins will extend this series.
And Barkov's been able to win both these offensive zone draws when he's been out there against Coyle. He needs one more.
Face-off near circle down to our left. Barkov against Coyle. And Barkov got it back. Here's Reinhart. Out to the line, Verhaeghe puts it to the net just wide. Off the end boards, here's Tkachuk. Backhand near side. Reinhart in front. A shot, Lundell wide. Off the end boards, Carlo, 10 seconds. Whipped out front, a chance. Reinhart saves Swayman. And then Reinhart dumped over. Near corner, Barkov looking for Lundell. It's hacked away. Cleared down to our right by Brazeau. And that's going to be it for Game 5. The Bruins hold on for dear life. And they get out of here with a 2-1 win over the Panthers tonight, and that's going to force this series to a Game 6.
What an opportunity on the side of the net. Came all alone. Boston had 5 players over on the right side of the ice, and Reinhart was wide open on the left side. Came to him with plenty of time, and Jeremy Swayman gets left to right in a hurry to make a game-saving save on Reinhart. Reinhart, how many chances did he have in this game? Had a plethora to go along with the goal, and that opportunity at the end, and it gets thwarted by Swayman, and the Panthers will be headed back up to Boston for game number 5 on Friday.
So 2-1, the Bruins get the win over the Panthers this evening. And we'll have a Game 6 on Friday night in Boston at a time to be determined. So the Panthers tonight had an opportunity to punch a ticket to the Eastern Conference Final for the second time in as many years. But they'll have to wait until at least Friday to be able to make that happen now. The Bruins cut the Panthers series lead to 3-2.
Gets a little bit more interesting here with the 2 days off in between games. If you're looking at the Marchand injury, he was on the ice for the morning skate, did travel with the team, and the Boston, they've been going through a rugged stretch. They've been playing every other night. This is the first time they're going to have 2 days off for a long time. You got to go back to the Toronto series where they had a break of a couple of days. Gives them a little bit more time to kind of adjust and freshen up. And from the Panthers' standpoint in this game, the start cost them. You weren't ready. Geekie gets that opening goal, and Tarasenko, Barkov, Reinhart, they did the job the second half of the game, created the majority of the scoring chances. Outside of that, second, third, fourth lines, just not enough what you're looking for. Still competitive right down to the end. Stayed in it. Bobrovsky made a couple of shorthanded saves. Swayman down at it was really both goaltenders outstanding tonight for their groups and for their teams. And just this is what playoff hockey's all about. These teams were separated by 1 point in the standings.
And no one said this was going to be easy.
1 point in the regular season, no. So you go back to Boston where they've lost both those home games. Lost a couple in the Toronto series as well. They have not been very good on home ice this year in the playoffs, and the Panthers will try to go 3 for 3 up in Beantown.
So that's what's up next for the Panthers. Friday night, at a time to be determined. I'd imagine we're going to find that information out relatively quickly. But 2-1 Boston over the Panthers. That's final here in Game 5. The series is now a 3-2 Panthers lead at this point in time. So we will have at least one more game here in this best-of-7 second-round series. 2-1, the Bruins get it done tonight over the Panthers and extend this series, and we'll have the Cats Recap Show coming up on the other side of the break. Tell you all about what took place here this evening and preview Game 6 a bit. Lots to come here as we wrap up this one. 2-1 Boston over the Panthers tonight. No scoring in that third period. The Bruins were able to bend, and not break late in the contest, and got some heroics from Jeremy Swayman in the waning seconds. Boston 2 and the Panthers 1. That's a final in Game 5 on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
This has been Florida Panthers hockey. The game coverage doesn't stop now. More with a Cats Recap Show coming up on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
We have some breaking news that you Panthers fans are going to want to hear. It's official. SeatGeek is now the official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. That's right. The deal is finalized, and SeatGeek is the newest member of the Panthers family. If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it, because you'll be hearing it a lot more this season. SeatGeek, the new official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers. Your ticket to great Panthers seats.
More than 50,000 distracted driving crashes occurred last year in Florida. And sadly, close to 300 people involved in those crashes never made it home. Distracted driving is dangerous driving. It puts everyone in danger. The text can wait. Put it down and focus on driving. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles.
Panthers fans, choose our games your way with Flex Plans. Build your perfect plan and get the ultimate flexibility this season. Flex Plans start at just 10 tickets and offer savings on single game pricing and Stanley Cup playoff presale access. For more information, visit FloridaPanthers.com or call 954-835-PUCK. That's 954-835-PUCK or FloridaPanthers.com for more information. Tabañero Hot Sauce is bringing the heat to the rink this game day, folks. As the official hot sauce of the Florida Panthers, enjoy Tabañero today at any concession stand at the Emerald Bank Arena. We've got it in every flavor: original, sweet and spicy, curry habanero, and extra hot. Their premium sauce blends are crafted right here in South Florida from all-natural, locally sourced ingredients. And the party doesn't have to stop after the stadium. Take Tabañero home with you by visiting your local Florida retail stores. Savor the flavor of Tabañero.
This is the Cats Recap Show, presented by Verizon, the network America relies on the Florida Panthers Radio Network. Coming up, the 3 stars of the game, a look back at tonight's game, and a preview of the Cats' next game.
Cats Recap Show begins now. Kevin Rogers, Doug Plagans, and Billy Lindsay with you. The Boston Bruins will fight another day as they edge the Panthers tonight 2-1 in Game 5 of this second round Eastern Conference Series. Panthers up 3-2, Game 6 in Boston coming up on Friday night. And I'm guessing tomorrow we'll know the time of the game. but now it'll probably be predicated on the Stars Avalanche, who play tomorrow. But the Panthers, though, they get a goal from Sam Reinhart. But unfortunately, though, Charlie McAvoy, the game-winning goal in the second. Panthers can't tie it late in the third. And heading back to Beantown, where the Panthers have won twice already in this series. We'll see if they can do it again on Friday as we begin the Cats Recap Show now with Doug Plagans and Billy Lindsay.
Thanks very much, Trevor. The Panthers fall tonight 2-1 is the final score. We will have some reaction sound coming your way here in just a little bit as well from downstairs in the Panthers dressing room. So we'll have that coming up here in just a few. But Boston gets it done tonight, 2-1, the final score. The Panthers would love to have been able to finish this out tonight in front of the home fans, be able to get some rest time. Lots of different incentives there, but tonight it was the Boston Bruins that were able to get the final edge here, and it was Jeremy Swayman who was the best Boston Bruin in this win tonight for them. So that's the way things shook out tonight. The Panthers now lead this series 3-2. There's going to be a Game 6 coming up on Friday night in Boston. Time to be determined, as Kevin just mentioned. Let's get to your 3 stars of the game. Here tonight, the 3 stars, Sergei Bobrovsky takes home third-star honors in the loss turned away. 26 of 28 Boston shots gave the Panthers a chance tonight, no doubt about it. The number 2 star, Jeremy Swayman, the winning goaltender, stopped 28 of 29. Charlie McAvoy takes home top star honors this evening. Although the Bruins aren't winning this game without Jeremy Swayman, there's no doubt about that, including those saves late, a couple of big timely saves for Swayman as well. But McAvoy in taking home top star honors tonight. He had a goal and assist, 2 points, was +1, played 23 minutes and 26 seconds, leading all Boston Bruins in, or take that back, Hampus Lindholm led all Boston Bruins in time on ice. Charlie McAvoy, who typically leads them in time on ice, second most time on ice for the Bruins here in tonight's contest. 2-1 Boston gets the victory here tonight over the Panthers to prolong this series. And again, had the Panthers been able to get this thing done tonight, they would have picked up a rest advantage over whoever comes out of the other series, the Rangers-Carolina Hurricanes series, which has a Game 6 coming up in Raleigh on Thursday night. So, again, now we're looking at 2 Eastern Conference series that are falling into that long series classification when both of them had an opportunity to be wrapped up as short series.
This is what you expect in the playoffs. Good job by Boston Panthers. You're right. Jeremy Swayman was good, but you came out in the first period. You were at regular season pace. You weren't at what we saw, this hectic, frenetic playoff. It allowed Boston to really settle into the game, out shooting the Panthers badly in that opening period. Only 4 shots on net. Kind of continued into the second period until Paul Maurice had enough, and all his notes I talked about on that was enough. He, up and down the bench, had an earful for every single player on that bench, and kind of lit a fire under his team. Did exactly that. They came out the very next shift and scored a goal, and looked like Panthers were right back into it. And on a 3-on-3 that turned into a 4-on-3 because of a line change, quick line change, smart line change by McAvoy. McAvoy able to get the eventual game-winning goal, and ends up 2-1 on some goaltender interference again. That's becoming a hot topic around the league, and that's not going to die down anytime soon. But we're headed back to Boston, and this for the Panthers was not up to their standard. And said a few games back of what the Panthers, if they continue to play at this level, that I don't believe Boston has a chance to beat them. Tonight, your level was not what you're accustomed to. It was not at the Panthers' standard, and still kept you in the game, which is a good sign, I guess, if you're looking at it from that standpoint. You had some players going, some players not, but this Panther team, when it's home, it's everyone, and that's what we've seen throughout the majority and course of this series. Everyone's going second, third, fourth line tonight. I can point to a few guys. I can point to the Barkov line, really good, especially second half of the game. Lundell, Lewis, Serenen, they had their moments. It was spotty from there. Tkachuk, Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe was noticeable. Tkachuk, Bennett, didn't see much of them on the other side. It was a game that, if you look back, and Paul Maurice was to just look at it, blah. It was blah. There wasn't the pushing and shoving after the whistle. There wasn't that intensity, that emotion, that urgency. And game number 4 is always the hardest one to win. They know that, and just have to be better. But it is hard. That level that they're at, that they were playing at, it's hard to be there all the time. Just keep it there. And the good news is, kind of with your B or C game, that you're able to hang around and stay close into a game and have a chance at winning it at the end, because that was nowhere near of what we've seen in the Panthers lately. And 2 legs can go throughout. You can show up at the rink even in the playoffs. It happens to me at times, and all of a sudden you travel, whatever plays into it, you just don't have the gas. You're trying, and I'm sure that was the case for the Panthers, and just one of those legs where maybe one of those days where your legs are heavy. You just don't have the juice in the body and competitiveness that you were able to have before. And this is a heavy, hectic schedule that you're going through, the rigors and how physical this series has been. Even going back to the Tampa Bay series, it's been so physical, so heavy play. That can take a toll on you. So credit to Boston for what they did. The third period there, they trapped well, content to dump it in, dump it out. And both penalty killing groups, I thought, did their part. They shut down the other team's power play in rather easy fashion. You lose 2-1, you go back to Boston, regroup, try and win game number 6.
Man, that game 6 is going to be on Friday night. So that's when we'll have the 6th game of this series, and you can join us wherever you tuned in tonight. You can find us for Game 6, and the time has not been announced yet. I would expect to know that sooner rather than later, so keep on checking FloridaPanthers.com, at FLA Panthers on Twitter, all the appropriate channels, and you'll get that time of the game announcement, hopefully sooner rather than later, as I said. Coming up on the other side of the break, Kevin Rogers is going to walk you through what took place tonight, highlights, statistics to come your way, and we're running down some sound downstairs in the dressing room as well. So it's the Panthers falling tonight in Game 5 to Boston 2-1, the final score here at Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise. More of the Cats Recap Show for your drive home next on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Imagine a bank that lives for assists. One that sees their customers as part of a team with a common goal to achieve your dreams. Well, imagine that. There is one. We're Amerant. We're ready to help you wherever you are in life. And just as importantly, wherever you want to go. Because at Amerant, we want you to live a life beyond what you could imagine. Amerant, official bank of the Florida Panthers. Member FDIC.
Metro Group Miami, corporate partner of the Florida Panthers. The home of Metro Signs and Metro Wraps has been South Florida's business choice for quality signs and graphics for over 34 years. No sign is too big or too small for the experts at Metro. They bring brands to life. Call them today, 954-983-6662, 954-983-6662. Visit MetroGroupMiami.com to learn what they can do for you. Metro Group Miami, your everything team.
Barriers. I'm all about breaking them. Hi, it's Luis Fonsi, international recording artist and South Florida resident. When it comes to creating music, I love mixing different musical styles and creating something new and unexpected. Ford builds SUVs and trucks the same way, breaking barriers with what you expect. Ford delivers strength, capability, and mixes in a level of comfort and style that's new, exciting, and perfect for South Florida. Visit your local Ford dealer today to get a great deal on a new Ford SUV or truck.
Your fishing gear's loaded, lunch is packed, the boat's gassed up, everything you need for an awesome day on the water. Well, not everything. You should also bring along your boating safety education. So be sure to take a Florida boating safety course. Know before you go. Do it for yourself